Whoa, bro. Looking good, man. You working out? You lost weight? Wow. Great suit, by the way. You working out, man? You're looking good. That's a nice suit. What is that? What is that made of? You know, velour? What, a silk robe?
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThatUmbrellaGuy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me, or I'm a man.
Clean up on aisle 3, baby.
Was that new?
Oh, no, it's just one that got lost in the shuffle for a while.
God, I love that. Your 3 readers.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Oh, I just love them, period. I love the fact that, big bass and fun times. Man, YouTube has been weird lately about not recommending streams and stuff. I mean, like tonight.
I couldn't even get controls on YouTube. The pause and play and forward and back just all disappeared on me on a live stream.
We didn't have, you know how you're supposed to have like a tracker behind the scenes for, tell you how many people are here. It showed 0 for the first minute and a half. That's why I did a longer intro, because I was going to see if it was actually going live. I had to pull it up to see if we were live.
Something's wrong today on YouTube.
Yeah. I think it's because the entire stock market, went down in flames.
Is this it? Is this the Great Reset? Is it happening?
It's rough. It's bad. Well, we knew it was coming Friday. I talked about it in a stream. I can't remember if I talked about it on my stream or I was talking about it. I can't remember exactly. But, the Japanese, you can always see what's going to happen from them, and you could see the panic setting in. So there were a lot of people talking about it. I'm not just saying me, people like Mr. Medic and everybody, and got a lot of flack too. But a lot of people, it triggered panic. So you had panic selling over the weekend because people knew what was coming, and it hit hard.
Mr. Fox spent the day buying. So
yeah, there's going to be some good stuff.
You got to roll with it. You got to roll with it. It's going to come back. This ain't 1929, folks. It'll come back. Hang tight.
I'm waiting to see the real bottom for stuff. I mean, we've never seen like a single day loss like we reported today. That's crazy.
Well, I would like
You
to
know,
remind everyone that the last time the stock market rebounded awesome, like huge bull market, was in 2016 after the election. Now, I don't know if you recall who was elected in 2016,
yeah.
but we have the opportunity to repeat that this year.
I
Maybe
just
we'll get a nice big rebound. That would
Well,
be
what
great.
really disgusts me is, all these politicians are pointing at the other people, oh, like they do all the time, instead of trying to fix a problem, and that's so annoying. I'm not talking about the people running for office, obviously. They're going to do that. I'm talking about the people that are already firmly planted there. They're
Yeah,
just
did
yelling
anybody
at each
check
other.
the Nancy Pelosi index? Did she sell a bunch of shit before it happened? Before it hit the bricks?
I don't know
Anybody
what's wrong
check
with
in the Congress Insider Trading Index?
What's funny is when you said Pelosi, for some reason, I don't know why, my mind went, sometimes random names come up your mind. I thought Nancy Kerrigan for some reason. I was like, do what? Are you making a joke about somebody getting their knees broken?
You know
where,
why?
where?
I think somebody made a meme go
I hate
around
this
with
chick.
Nancy's face on Tanya Harding and Biden on Nancy Kerrigan. You know
Oh,
that
man.
famous picture with her skating behind her?
Yeah.
And also the Olympics are going on. That's why when I said Nancy, you heard Kerrigan.
I've seen a lot of funny jokes about they were like, the market's so bad, they're even outsourcing Biden now. They've replaced him. Look. It's like, oh my God, that's pretty
I'm
funny.
so disappointed. He was my absolute favorite president in the whole damn country ever.
Oh,
History
man.
of everything
The
ever.
quotes.
So good. We're never going to have anything as good as that. Come on. Hey, fat. I mean, when's the next time that a president of the United States is going to look at you and say, "Hey, fat"? You're going to miss that.
Oh, man. I wish we could get, people that were, I don't know, a little confident.
Not
People,
one foot in the grave. Maybe.
yeah. Sometimes I feel like they got both feet in the grave, to be honest. Lord. Anyway, we are way
Yeah, they're
off
always
topic.
over 70. Always.
I would make excuses for why we're late, but the real reason we were late, by the way.
Tell them the real reason.
Yeah, the real reason is I was like, hey, Megan, have you ever checked out one of those bots in your house? Like a mop or a vacuum bot? Because I'd gotten a mop bot, and I was so proud of the damn thing. I was like, hell yeah, I
And
love
then he
that
had me
thing.
Googling mop bots, and now I'm obsessed, and I have to have one. And before we knew it, we were like,
I was like,
talking
oh,
about
crap.
mop bots.
I'm into, you have small talk for like a minute or so while everybody's setting up, but I got on the freaking mop bot topic. I love that thing, by the way. With kids, holy God, those things are
And
amazing.
by the way, we should share with the chat that Walmart has the Shark Mop Bot on sale for the unbelievable price of $249.
Yeah, marked down $200 freaking dollars. I've wanted one forever. The kids, like I said, they, it's amazing what they do. I've had older ones, like a self cleaner, and I forgot to clean it out for a month. And I looked at it, it is amazingly disturbing what it picks up. I mean, just from the foyer. So I had one, where you walk in and 2 rooms they're light traffic, very light traffic, but I forgot to clean it out for a month, and it picked up 6 inches of just stuff people track in. It's amazing.
Gross.
You let that thing run every day. Yeah, it's amazing. Like,
I
you don't.
think in order to keep up with Archie Ruckus's hair, it would have to run 3 times a day. Can you make it? Do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, you could set it up, You can set it up
It's
and
like a
schedule
dream
it to
come
run.
true.
Put
And
it
the thing,
areas.
this is the thing I can't believe. It mops as it vacuums. It mops the floor, people. It mops the floor. I got to get one of these. I have to. I'm not being paid for this. I'm just saying. I'm gonna
They're
get
magical.
one.
Yeah, and I'm not getting
And-
paid. No way. This is like me being like, heck yeah, I love
Found
it.
something cool that makes your life easier, and I am all
Yep.
about that. I need my life to be easier with house cleaning, and I was gonna get one of those Roombas, but my mom has one, and the thing is so dumb, but it's old. That's probably why. But I mean, I'm always like, it's running out of batteries. It goes and hides under the bed, and it's like, well, where is it? And then you have to search the house, and it's under the bed. You're like, well, why are you stuck there? Well, why did you do? And it doesn't even have enough batteries to make it around the room. I think it's just because it's old. But you're telling me that these new ones are like incredible. So I
They
gotta
do a
get
good
one.
job, man. I love it. All right, let's hit this first topic. Let's do this. Here we go.
What? No
Check this out.
Mopbot talk?
Well, we can talk mob bots and everything else. Man, I'll talk about mob bots all night long.
I think the chat likes mob bots better than politics, which I'm in agreement.
I do too, just to be honest. I wouldn't talk about that, but again, the market, the way, I mean, it's historic. It's bad when no matter the place that's talking about it, they're like, yeah, this is setting a historical precedent because of the worst day ever. It's like, oh my God, man. So, yeah, I mean, that's awful considering, we've seen all of these banks that have been closing down for the last couple of years. I mean, just, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. Anyway, real topic though. This is amazing. This is absolutely freaking amazing. Why? Because the Maricopa County, you can see this is by the way, this is the legit one. Let me point this out here. When you see the check mark, the gray, that means it's a governmental entity. So that is not a for sale check mark.
This is some Twitter inside info I didn't know about. Look at you. You knew this? So all government entities have a gray check mark?
They can apply for them, and yeah, they can get them. If you look at, now not every governmental entity or governmental body will have one, but yeah, if it's like that, they have to be proven to be one. So that's how you can tell the scammers and the fakes from the real thing. I think that's very important. That's how you tell, like these days, you see a lot of people with
scamming.
Yeah, they have verified check marks even because the way that thing's set up, it's such a mess. You see all the, there was the fake AOC, for example. I thought that was real for a while. It looked and sounded, it's scary, but I thought that was real for a while. But this is indeed legit. So check out what they have to say. We have received a number of inquiries from the public concerning the matter involving, wait, who's that again? Laura freaking Owens. So, straight up being mentioned, this is police talk. We're talking about the freaking the DA, the attorney's office. They're actually talking about this. So here's the.
I think this is the first time they have mentioned her name by name like this.
Yeah, it's because they're getting so many people are contacting, so many people are talking about this, and they're asking, hey, what's going on here? This is confirmation. They are indeed looking at it. They indeed heard you. So here's the updated status. Upon receiving the minute entry from the Superior Court judge, this office began an investigation into the matter. Oh, man. So they did, right off the bat. Anybody that was wondering about this, oh, yeah, being investigated 100% because of the volume.
Yeah, and guess what? Here's the good news about the investigation. So they could have gone one of two ways. They could have put the investigation to the police department, which would have taken a lot longer because the police are backed up with, murders. Or they could assign it to an internal investigator, and she assigned it to an internal investigator. So that means there's a dedicated investigator within the county investigating Laura Owens.
Yeah, and they can draw on resources from other departments. They can ask for help, and they do. Oftentimes, they will take other policing agencies, and they'll actually draw on them too. And that's crazy. When you have, also, when they start talking about it, this is really bad for the person because this tells this says there are enough eyes on this. This is big enough, and we understand that this is big enough that we are indeed investigating, and we are going to state that publicly. They typically will not state this stuff publicly. But because of the volume of information, any investigation done correctly is going to take time. Now that sentence by itself is amazing too. They're like, yeah, we're dedicating our resources and time to it, and we're investigating this correctly. We're not doing it half-ass.
I do have a theory about this. I actually want to take some credit for this because this was 2 hours after my 3-hour stream today that I detailed every single false call that Laura Owens has made to the police department of Scottsdale, wasting their time and resources of highly paid detectives who are supposed to be working domestic violence and are instead investigating Reddit posts
Yeah.
for Laura Owens. And at the end of that stream today, I said it's time for us to contact Rachel Mitchell's office again by letter and email to say, we didn't tell you about all these false calls to the police, because we didn't. We forgot that. And this is a crime. Filing false police reports is criminal. Now, the fact that the cops never charged her with it doesn't mean she can't still be
it's not
charged
being
with
investigated. That's right.
Each one of these reports, the police people were smart enough to say on there, we found no evidence of these things that she's saying. And in one police report in particular, in November, I think of 2023, the police person said, not only did I find no evidence of this, but it appears some of the evidence she gave us was fabricated or duplicated from other things. Like she accused Clayton of this one thing, and then she accused Gregory Gillespie of the same thing in a different police report. So they know that what she's doing is false and fabricated. Now, I have put together a press inquiry to the detective who investigated this stuff to ask, why didn't you file charges? Why didn't you file charges against her for filing these false police reports when you wrote, in your own words, there was nothing here, no evidence here? And I'm just looking for the right email to send it to, but as soon as I get the right email address, that's going in, because I do want to know, like, what's the threshold? How many false police reports can you put in Scottsdale, Arizona, at the police department before they charge you with filing false reports?
Yeah, this stuff rolls so slow too. I saw a person being investigated for, again, they weren't a big name here. Clayton's name having The Bachelor attached to it, that's big news. You have, enough people, the media actually covering that and mentioning what happened in the aftermath. Like yourself, independent media spearheaded it. Of course, we have Dave, we have everybody out there. I don't want to leave anybody out when I just point out. But Dave, he's out there. He's loud about it. You start writing articles on this, it picks up more and more people, more and more momentum in the people that need to talk about it. And then after that judgment comes in, it is so devastating that the mainstream media picked it up too.
Yeah, and Lauren Knighty, by the way, she also did a stream yesterday. I think it was yesterday that she directed towards Rachel Mitchell's office as well. It was like an open letter to her. So a bunch of people are covering this, and I think that's forced them to make this statement. Dave made a video about it earlier today. Now you're doing a stream on this very same thing. This is an angle we really hadn't thought of, even though we knew she was doing this. We didn't consider with all the other stuff going on that, like, hey, we really should focus on these false police reports.
The people who made me think about it was Clayton's at Clayton's Justice. They started posting on the 3rd, and I marked this as a topic, one that it needed to be covered, but it's such a large topic that it needed its own stream. Because we're not talking about one fake call going in. We're talking about just a flood, deluge.
I did 3 hours today, Tug, and I got just over halfway through them.
That's nuts, man. That is absolutely nuts. But they tell you.
And by the way, there could be more out there because they're real slow about returning FOIA requests. They're backed up. So these things kind of trickle in.
Yeah.
And there could be, I actually think there are more out there because there are some gaps which are too long for her. She never goes very long without calling the police. And we found a gap today that was like 1.5 years long. And I'm like, no way. No way.
No, there's no way. There's no way at all. Not seeing how many rolled in, there's no way she took half a year off.
No way. No way.
The thing that really, the last sentence on this, I thought was really telling too. They say, we're working diligently to review the materials, of course, and will release results. That, when they're talking about they're going to publicly release the results of their investigation, that tells you that they feel that, there is a lot of public pressure. That's amazing to me.
And this is a great example, though, of what I've been telling my audience for years. Public pressure really works on elected officials. And that's what makes America great. America is such a great place when you use the system the way it's intended. Your representatives who are elected are supposed to hear your voices and then act when you're upset about something. When
If
you,
people
the
do,
people, want something, you have a duty to inform these people who are elected that this is happening, it's happening on your watch, and we want it fixed. And it works.
and remember two things: polite and professional. If you do
Totally.
make contact, always be very
Always.
polite. You know, because you're contacting people that they have a lot of cases. They cover a lot of stuff there, sure. And again, for them wanting to look at the public, you know, the first pushback, you can almost telegraph it. They're going to be like, oh my God, harassment campaign, totally, that's what's causing this, you know.
It's funny how it's a harassment campaign when they say it is, but then it's a grassroots campaign in other instances. You know what I mean? The politicians do this all the time. If it's their supporters, they call it grassroots. If it's the opposition, they call it a harassment campaign. This is why we've been very, very careful, and in the templates that I've helped people write letters, to be very civil, always polite, never use poor language, never use anger, and always thank them. Thank them for reading your letter. Thank them for taking the time to listen to the people who are writing in. Because actually, Rachel Mitchell's office is doing an amazing job. They're really, we have no criticism of her office or anyone there. From what I've heard too, and I've heard some stuff from people on the ground there, she's very well liked by both Republicans and Democrats there, including in the legal community, which is a really good sign. It means that she's kind of, Rachel Mitchell's kind of like middle of the road, works with both sides, trying to bring people together for justice. And for a lot of, that's very rare that you get Democrats and Republicans. You know, she's a Republican, but you've got Democrats saying they like her. They think she does a good job. So it's good to keep it civil. It's good to keep it, you know, kind. And that's why I tell people not to call her office, because that's for victims. Victims are constantly trying to reach out to the county attorney. And so I encourage people to send letters. Paper letters are the best because it's great when they get piles of letters, or emails, because that way they can go through them on their own time and it won't take up the time of any victims trying to reach the county attorney.
Indeed. And that's another thing also, that word there, victim. You remind, you know, when you're writing in, when you're talking about it, you use names, but that word, victim, you've got to remind them, you know, the victimizer in this. Oftentimes we see cases, now we're seeing more of these, actually, you know, especially with certain jurisdictions are paying more attention to female victimizers, but that doesn't happen a lot. So when you see, first of all, I mean, this kind of stuff is precedent setting, really. You know, over the last year, we've seen a few cases that have rolled in where we've seen that kind of pressure. But for this, I mean, the sheer volume of stuff, they're telling you, you know, we're looking through a lot of stuff. And it is a lot. It is a lot, you know. It took, I remember when we were trying to catch up, you know, just for what was out there for, you know, a few months of coverage. It was like, holy God, you know, the stuff that she has done is mind-blowing.
Yep.
Let me see. So there's a good...
The chat, you're saying that Gingras tweeted about this, but just now I am seeing that he has not tweeted anything since August 1st.
Let me look. Let me see. Maybe he has a comment.
Oh, there it is. Yes, 12 minutes ago, he replied to someone.
Oh, yeah, it's in the replies then.
Miss Medusa asked, I'm curious if you would be making a statement after seeing that Maricopa County Attorney's Office is investigating your client. His response was, did they find her guilty of something? If not, I'll wait to hear the outcome of the investigation because I am not in a cult, and that's how normal people roll.
Man, check this out. This is it. Apparently. I mean, look at that.
The county attorney, by the way, is not going to find her guilty of anything. They may find that there's probable, you know, that there's substantial cause to charge her with a crime, but they're not going to find her guilty. That's not the job of the county attorney. A jury of her peers would have to find. What's happening right now is the county attorney is determining whether or not to take her to court.
A cult, I swear. You know, it's like it's just amazing. No matter what you do, there's always something to label people with negatively. You know, if when you look at certain cases, you get called a sexist. If you bring up, you're like, well, hey, I'm talking about men here that are being victimized, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, that makes you a cultist. It's like, hey, yeah, there's always some way. But the reality is, it's big and it's not going away. And David Gingras, he has to know that this is not good at all. His name's attached too.
Frankly, I think he is okay with that because I think he's still, whether she's paying him or not,
money,
because we don't know. I think he is playing the long game. He thinks he'll come out eventually on top because there will be a Netflix documentary or some kind of big network documentary,
his name out there,
IDTV or some true crime thing about this case, and he will be interviewed because he is the lawyer on the case, and I think that's what he's looking forward to. Name recognition, and clearly he doesn't care how he gets it. I mean, look at his past, clients.
And he seemed to enjoy that recognition. He has it on hand to talk about, hey, look at this time where I was actually with Dr. Phil. Now, what he's defending there and everything that he's bringing up, I would say some of that doesn't make you look very good, but he doesn't care. He doesn't care at all. And
he's defended revenge pornographers and, all kinds of the worst people on earth. This guy is, loves to defend. And so it's not really about his clients. It's about how can he shock people and get his name out there and get the attention that he seriously craves, like an attention-starved 12-year-old.
Well, it's funny, he, remember, he's all about, they'll say, oh no, I'm defending free speech. This isn't about speech in any way whatsoever. This is about absolute insanity. Look at this freaking thing.
His client is calling the cops to limit the free speech of the three men she dragged through hell. I don't know how he defends that.
Look at this list, my God.
And all of these calls, by the way, I went over these reports in detail today. I made it a little bit more than halfway. Every single one, the police are like, there's nothing here. There's no crime. There's nothing here. I told her she needs to go and file for an order of protection or whatever, but there's no crime, which is another thing that bothers me. They say there's no crime, but then they tell her she should go and get an order of protection. Why, if there's no crime, is she entitled to an order of protection? And why are police giving legal advice to people that are not victims of crimes?
Well, that happened with, again, when we go back and we read the first case we talk about with Mike, that's exactly Laura Owens' own words, her own testimony. She says, Mike, he called the police because he was being stalked. Again, I'm paraphrasing. She doesn't use the word stalked, but that's what it is. I mean, come on. She's looking up the person that he's with at the time. She finds their social media, writes all of these claims, all of this horrible stuff. So he calls the police. The police, according to her, tell her, hey, why don't you file for something? Why don't you file for an order? And that's how that order ends up started. That's crazy to me. They should have given him that. If they shouldn't have given any advice, period. But if they were out there, just, giving out advice to victims, he should have been told that from go.
Yep.
Lord, this amount, the sheer volume of calls is just shocking to see.
And I'm sure there are more. I'm sure these are going to keep trickling. They're going to keep trickling out, And just like the recorded call that came out a couple days ago, that she calls the cops the day after the evidentiary hearing on June 10th. So on June 11th, she calls the police because her 3 victims made an Instagram post where they asked people to pray for them for justice. Literally, that's all they did. Please pray for us for justice. The day before the trial, she called the police and tried to have them arrested for violating their alleged orders of protection. Now, there are so many red flags in this call. Imagine being the person on the other end of the line who has to listen to someone tell you, I need to report a violation of 3 orders of protection on 3 different people that I have orders of protection against. You're like, wait, you have what now?
Yeah.
3 orders of protection?
It's just this entire case, when you put it together, if I were to tell somebody about this, like actually, if I were to make a show about this, most people wouldn't believe a lot of this was real. They would think that part of this, we were embellishing it. No, I mean, the insanity here. This better become some kind of a documentary because, Lord, and it's far from over. Like, people think that after the decision came in that everything's done. It's nice and tidy. Oh, no. It's still going on. She's still trying to put people in jail. She is still reacting, trying to destroy lives. You want to play? You want to play this?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
It's great.
Hi, I'm calling to report violations of multiple restraining orders.
What was the address?
Why does she sound like she's calling for Chinese food again?
It actually took place online.
Online. Multiple violations online.
It actually took place online.
Now, to be clear, people can definitely violate online. They can violate it and they can violate terribly. But like you said, when she's saying multiple, she's not talking about multiple violations she's talking about multiple violators, which is, God, that's, like you said, it's such a red flag.
And one of them, yeah, I do. And one of them actually was at the Northeast Courthouse. So do you want that address or do you want
They were
mine?
all three there.
We'll go with yours and then we'll have the information. What's your address?
What do you mean one of them was there? They were all there.
Yeah, they bleep out the addresses, thankfully.
And what is your name?
Laura Owens.
That's a weird way, by the way, just to put in her fry. Laura Owens? That's so bizarre.
What's weird is that on her radio show thing that Gingras posted with Mike Maricini, she doesn't have a hint of the vocal fry. So she can turn it on and off at will. So she knows it's not professional and it doesn't sound good on recording because she doesn't do it on that she didn't on that particular radio show. But that TEDx talk, ugh.
Oh, no, it's everywhere.
We went to Iceland, and I was walking around in the snowstorm with no coat, and no one spoke English in Reykjavik.
It was totally cold there, but you know what warmed me up? Him smacking my buns in the oven. And like, oh my God, really? I mean, like for me, I have like gravelly, it's from living south, doing, out here, like after a while, yeah, you get a little gravel to your voice, but, she shouldn't have gravel to her voice. She's like,
I don't think she's not a smoker she's not like a 20-year smoker, I don't think.
Oh my God.
That's just a thing that certain women do, and they kind of put it on, and it's weird. It's weird, and they should really stop it. And also, it's bad for your vocal cords.
Well, it's so strange too, the cadence that goes with it. It's like a totally.
It's so funny when you do that.
It wrecks my brain. I mean, yeah, you think about it. That's so attractive too. Oh, you look very beautiful today. Oh, I totally do, don't I?
I can't do any more vocal fry. I've already my throat is so wrecked from being sick. I've been sick since Thursday, and I had to quit I was going to go longer on the live stream today, but I was starting to cough uncontrollably because my sickness is starting to get to the coughing stage. And I just realized after doing vocal fry for even that 30 seconds, it's irritating my throat. It's really bad for your throat. I don't know why these girls do it.
Well, that's so. They do it and then they soothe it with their Frappuccino, Mocha, Latte, Pumpkin Spice, something or another. I don't know what else to add to this fucking thing. I don't buy them.
Marshmallow cold brew, foam, half decaf.
Oh my good God, man! Is that what gives you? Is it Maybe all that builds up on your vocal cords along with
Maybe.
certain other residue, you know? Maybe those babies hanging on your vocal cords, maybe they actually cause a little problem. Oh, Lord. Anyway, we'll continue.
Tonsil babies.
Tonsils.
And what's a good telephone number for you?
Her cell phone number is the longest number you've ever heard in your whole damn life. Like, I could have given you
She's
numbers
probably
by
listing
now.
all 13 numbers that she has.
She's like, well, I have this one and this one.
And how long ago did this take place?
Yesterday and the day before yesterday.
And who was it that you have the order against?
So I have the order against. I have an order against 2 men in Arizona and 1 in California. They were all together and kind of coordinated. It's kind of complicated.
It's kind of complicated. No shit.
Yeah, no shit. I would have loved. Dave Neal said this earlier. Wouldn't you have loved for this operator to be like, "Oh, tell me about it. I've got all day. Tell me about your complications. Why is it so? Why do you have restraining orders against 3 men? Do you have the worst luck in the whole damn world that you dated 3 guys you needed restraining orders on? Because that's you got to think that's got to be the odds of that have got to be astronomical."
As far as we're, looking at what she says too. I mean, these are like what in a row. It's like bam. Oh, you. Oh, twins for you. Oh, they don't want it. Restraining order. Bam. Oh, this guy here. Oh, you had a one night stand and you sent him how many messages? 5 billion, by the way. Restraining order.
Phone numbers.
Jesus. And then Clayton, I mean, again, hundreds
Twins
of
for you. You get twins, and you get twins in a restraining order, and you get twins in a restraining order.
It's like a mental blender I feel like I've stepped into every now and then. Like, what is
And
going-
just when I was getting tired of this case, it gets good again.
It gets interesting. Well, after I saw the stuff, it's funny. It's funny how these wag jobs too. They think, they're like, oh my God, look, they're all covering certain things. They must coordinate. No, all of us saw this and we're like, oh my God, that's crazy. I didn't realize that she had called. I knew that she had called the police. I knew that she had put in some fake calls, but the level of them, I never realized how many were out there.
Justice for Victims in the chat has an interesting comment. Says, I used to work as a dispatcher and those dispatchers in Scottsdale 100% know who she is. There's a list of people that call all the time and everyone rolls eyes in the dispatch room. Now that's funny. I wonder I wonder if they've found the YouTubes yet and tell tonsil baby jokes after she calls.
That'd be funny if one of them answered. They'd be like, I can't understand what you're saying. Do you have tonsillitis? You're like, oh. Oh, so good.
I would just love so much if one of these, operators tried to get more info out of her. Like, really, how did you manage to get 3 dudes that, you need restraining orders against? You must have really bad luck with men, huh? How does that happen?
It'd be funny if they put on some vocal fry. Could you totally tell us what's happening?
Justice for Victims says 100% they do. We used to put them on speaker and mute the room.
Oh no! I mean, so you do get some mentally disturbed people. We've had police departments. We've had people kind of recommended. They've recommended, hey, you need to get therapy. You need to get mental health, or else. That comes with a stick. They're telling people you can't call us anymore, and if you don't do something about this, yeah. Actually,
They probably know how litigious she is, and they're just worried that they don't want to deal with the legal thing if they stop taking her calls. But
I got to show y'all something.
People can do this.
One day, you and I need to go through this. There's this YouTuber. This is random, but it goes to this idea of people calling over and over again. There's this YouTuber named Asian Andy. He does one of those talk to text things. He was one of the first people that did that. He would do crazy live streams. Well, they had his father, I believe it was, has a squatter in his home. So his father was like, hey, why don't you go in there and handle this? You deal with that, because you could annoy anybody. So anyway, this woman keeps calling the police over and over and over and over. And the police are recorded as part of that video telling her, hey, you call us again, we will arrest you for this stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like when you see that happening real time, and you see the police reacting to it. And, that was with like weird small complaints. They just kept coming in over and over. And I mean, these are really serious things that she's alleging about people.
Do you want the men's names?
Yeah, if I could get them.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's the first one is Gregory Gillespie.
Please spell the last name.
Gill.
Stop. It does kind of sound like the dispatcher is trying not to laugh. Back up a little bit to where she says, do you want their names? And the dispatcher's response is, yeah, I could get them.
Okay, let's see.
The first one is
back a little bit more.
Do you want the men's names?
Yeah, if I could get them.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's the first one is Gregory Gillespie.
Please spell the last name.
Gille.
She already has it written down because she knew what she was going to say.
I couldn't even tell you how to spell his name right up. I don't know. She's written him so many times by now. My Lord. She's probably written, in so many books like Laura Owens, Hart, Greg Gillespie, Laura Gillespie.
I bet the dispatcher knows. It would have been really funny if the dispatcher was like, nah, I know how to spell it. Thanks.
She's like, well, I can't remember. I don't have a mirror to see the tattoo on my back with his name. Just a moment. Like, oh my God, what's going on?
Do you have his date of birth by chance?
Let me see. I have the order, so I'm guessing that has it on it.
Okay, and the second subject?
Clayton, and the last name is Echard.
Do you have that date of birth?
So she didn't even, she didn't even note his last name. She didn't say his last name. That's kind of interesting. Oh, if I say it, maybe if I spell it, people won't know exactly who he is. She should have been like, yeah, he's totally the ABC Bachelor. That would have been. Yeah, it's Clayton the Bachelor Echard. That would be Bachelo.
And their order of protections that you have against them?
Yes, I have orders of protection against those two.
Okay. All right, Laura, what I'm going to do is have an officer give you a call to talk to you.
Oh, and then there's one more.
Oh,
there's
okay.
one.
But
I'm
wait,
sorry about that.
Okay.
There's
The other one,
more.
actually. Yeah, it's a California order. I got the order in California and moved to Arizona, but I was told by San Francisco police to contact you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So wait a minute. Does that mean that she contacted
Yep.
California police before that?
Yep.
That day? That's wild.
Yep.
So she contacted California police going after him first.
Yep.
I mean, that when you think about that, because this is right after the court case. So we saw what they tried to do in the court case to Mike, and then outside of the court case, they've tried to do it to him again. God, that's nuts, man. They call it, thinking back to that day, they call in the police while he's in the courtroom and try to have the man arrested. And then afterwards, they post again, like you said, hey, pray for us. Apparently, them talking about the case they're involved in. They're allowed to actually make it. It is crazy, though, when you look at that order of protection with duty. I mean, he was kind of can't even talk about the case you're involved in. You know, that was nuts. But then we had all this other information. There's no way she's going to be protected from.
So that man's name is Michael, and then I can spell the last name. It's MARRACCINI.
And what's Michael's date of birth? Okay, what I'm going to do is have an officer, like I said, give you a call to talk to you about making a report. It may show up as a blocked or restricted number when they call you, so just for the time being, make sure you answer any phone calls you receive until you hear from us, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You have a good rest of your day.
Okay, you too. Bye.
That's so crazy, man. They have a transcript of that, too, I believe. Well, you know, they're... Give me 1 minute. Let me see. I know there's a transcript. I know we heard it, but I'm still going to pull up the transcript. If you give me 1 second. I think this is it. Yeah. Yeah, they posted the transcript of it too. I wish we had the police talking to her as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Me
but
too.
they don't actually record that portion. At least, you know, in most jurisdictions.
Well,
I don't know if
there will be a what do they call that? There will be a written report about it, about
Right.
the contact made. It just, I don't think it's there yet. We don't have that document yet, as far as I know.
Yeah.
But they will. I read through so many of them today that I know that after these calls, a police officer will contact her. They'll go out there and then they'll write up a report of what was said. So we will get to hear. It's just not a recording, but we'll get to hear the officer's point of view from it. I hope it's the same damn detective though that's been working on these other ones, because I do feel like because they have different officers working some of these, that they cross lines. You know. They should have the same person. The same person should be working on all of these so that they know the history.
I mean, it's just wild when you look at it, you know, because again, she calls in reporting violations of multiple restraining orders. And then when you field this, you wouldn't think that's going to be 3 different people. If I heard this come in, I would think, okay, you're talking about multiple violations of order, or maybe there's different types of orders against a specific person. You know, I wouldn't think, oh my God, you're talking about 3 people. You're talking about orders that they don't coincide in one case. We're not talking about something where a bunch of people did something and you got orders against them all. No, these are spread out and they're not in the same jurisdictions even. Let's see, let me pull up that list too. So you rolled over all the... or half of the reports, you say? You went over half of these.
I went over a little more than half of them. And the one that's really outrageous, you should pull up. Do you have the actual link to the
link it in the private chat if you would, please.
let me give you the link to it, because I'm going to show you one where the narrative is so disturbing. I was gasping, like, you've got to be kidding me. I'd never seen this before. So here's the link to it. I'm putting it in the private chat for you. And I want you to bring up the police report that is dated. I believe it is dated.
God, there's so many of these. Let me show people what this looks like too.
10-6.
Look at this, folks. Let me show you this. This is so nuts. Like, look at this. God. That's so many just to look at rolled through.
It's insane.
Welfare checks on her. What date were you talking about now? Sorry.
It's not the one I thought it was. Hold on. It's got to be 9/27. I think it's 9/27. Let me check.
This one?
Yes. All right. If you scroll down, once you get that open.
Oh, okay. Yeah, give me
this is the one where they have 3 highly paid police officers and a detective working on researching Redditors. If you scroll all the way down to the one that is
crazy, any address stuff. Yeah, so there's 3. Okay, so is it Detective Reedy? Is that what the part?
Yeah,
Let me
scroll
pull it
down
up.
to the one that is dated November 9th. In this document,
November
go down
9th.
to
That's it. November 9th.
yeah,
This is
November 9. This narrative is unbelievable. You should read through this because
Okay.
it's unreal.
Let me blow this up a little bit so people can see it better. Actually, let me situate this on our screen. Boom, there we go. I was working in my assigned capacity as a detective with the DV unit. I was conducting follow-up on the listed case. I'd received this case as aggravated harassment case. Victim Laura Owens claims the offender, Greg Gillespie, was posting about her on social media website Reddit under pseudonyms. So, not even him. These are just random posters. This is another random poster. That's called, oh God. I contacted Laura over the phone to inquire further about her claims of being harassed. She told me that Greg is using made-up profiles and uploading them to Reddit. She also explained how a user had posted to Reddit an order of protection that Greg had against Laura that was never served. Laura told me the only way someone could get this is if the plaintiff went to court and got the documents. It's not the only way, by the way. Laura told me there was a Reddit user showing that process picture by picture. So Laura told me that she had called the Dreamy Draw.
It's the name of a Phoenix courthouse.
Okay. Court clerk who confirmed Greg Gillespie had come into the Dreamy Draw Justice Court and got documents from him. Laura sent me a voice recording of her speaking to the clerk, and Manny is the clerk, who was heard telling her only the plaintiff could have access to the unserved document. I told Laura to send me images of proof she had that Greg was using multiple fake profiles to harass her. Laura sent me a PDF document containing 34 pages, good Lord, of images.
It was
and
34 pages of GIFs, including one meme of a sonogram of a uterus with a burrito in it. I shit you not. She sent that to the police.
That's some interesting phrasing. Uterus with a burrito, I shit you not. Okay. You're gross.
Gross. It was a sonogram of a burrito, baby.
Grody. Totally grote.
And she was like, that is not my baby. That is a burrito. And Greg Gillespie was the only person who knew that I ate a burrito for lunch every day.
He did refer to my babies as the little beans. I totally know it was him. Oh my God. I contacted Manny.
Nobody else but Gregory Gillespie knows that I eat a burrito for lunch every day. It's a huge burrito. It's huge. It makes my belly extend really far, and I look pregnant. I mean, I am pregnant.
Sorry.
It's the Extendo burrito. Now from Taco Bell. Yeah. Ever want to match your fake sonograms? Now from Taco Bell. For a limited time, you can get the Extendo burrito. We call it the Laura Owens special, allegedly.
Allegedly.
I contacted... Oh, my God. Okay. Professional. I think it's funny, like, I've said that enough times. Like, you even pick that up sometimes when you're like, I gotta calm down. I gotta be professional.
I know. Okay.
Okay.
Deep breaths.
I contacted Manny over the phone to determine if he did know that Greg Gillespie had come into court to get his paperwork. He advised me that he did not know who that was.
She's like, Manny and I are best friends. And Manny told me that it was Greg. That Greg came in and he was the one who got the paperwork. And Manny and I were on the phone for like a half an hour. We shared a burrito together over the phone. They're like, so Manny, tell us about this Laura Owens. He's like, who?
Yeah, he says in the next thing, it's like he does not know who Laura Owens was either. After I explained the situation, he advised me that he did remember an email about the situation, but other than that, nothing was out of the ordinary.
He doesn't remember the recorded phone call?
He's like, yeah, I remember this bad shit email that I got, though. You know that it's weird when you're like, yeah, I remember the email from this. Get a lot of emails, but I remember that person. He told me it was true that an unserved order of protection would not be given out to anyone other than plaintiff, but he did not recall anyone in particular coming to the courthouse to get this order of protection. I looked at the document sent to me by Laura. In the document, Laura provides screenshots and photos, then has text underneath explaining the connections to Greg. Oh no, that's got to be crazy too. She's written in God knows what's there.
God knows what. And believe me, we have that document, and it is insane. It is bad.
Oh, is it attached to this too? Or?
No, but I'll send it to you.
Oh God, please. Yeah, put that in the private chat too.
It's insane. It's insane. Oh, yeah. Shoot. I have it. It's open on I'll save it, and I'll have to send it to your email.
Email. Tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when it's there.
Okay. He told me, wait. I lost my place. I started laughing too much. Okay, here we go. I looked at the document sent to me by Laura. In the document, she provides screenshots, photos, text underneath. Many of the shown profiles were that of anonymous Reddit users posting negative things about Laura. I looked into several of these profiles. Reddit shows a username in the style of u/username. When you go to the profile of the Reddit user, you can see when their profile was created and what subreddits they post on. The social media site is broken down into quote-unquote subreddits. These are subreddits for many different topics, to include Bachelor Nation, a subreddit discussing the personal lives of TV show.
Look at all this freaking work that they have to do on this. By the way, I looked up Detective Reedy's salary. This person makes $91,000 a year. The people of Scottsdale are paying this detective $91,000 a year to research Reddit subreddits of the Bachelor Nation because of this woman.
What's wild, though, is we don't even know. I mean, for all we know, I'm not saying this is true. I'm just saying anybody could have posted that, including Laura Owens. What better way to do that? I mean, again, we've seen the infamous N-bomb report, and we've discussed that quite a bit. This is actually the best breakdown, though, of how Reddit works. Just to be honest,
you got to give Detective Reedy props for this, because this is very even I think Mary Lenkins could understand this breakdown. Even the boomers on Facebook would understand how this works.
So subreddit is discussing the personal lives of the TV show The Bachelor contestants. As of this writing, the Bachelor Nation subreddit has 56,000 members. Many of the negative comments about Laura were written on that particular subreddit. It should be noted that for an unknown amount of time, Laura herself would go to the Bachelor Nation subreddit and argue with other profiles about their thoughts on her. This could be one reason why she has gotten so many negative comments about her. That's amazing to actually see noted too. Yeah, one of the reasons that you're getting negatives is because you engage these people. Like for me, I don't argue there. The only place that I go and argue is on Twitter, and even then I don't necessarily are. If somebody has a negative opinion, every now and then, if I think there's a point to be made, I might actually bring something up.
I try not to argue with randos, although I fail. I'm failing tonight. I'm failing tonight because there's an anti-Karen Reed person who's driving me crazy. But I try not to argue too much with randos. But here's the thing, though. That was a very good point. The officer is pointing out, the detective is pointing out here that perhaps she wouldn't have faced so much criticism if she didn't wade into the waters regularly herself.
Well, she's
Don't
admitted.
fight with people online.
One of the more telling things that she's blogged about was how much time that she spent looking up criticisms of her, all of the things that are said about her. I mean, she spends an inordinate amount of time online just doing that. That kind of stuff, too. Yeah, you never go down that rabbit hole. You know, Clayton talked about, at one time, hey, I would see negative comments. I internalized that. And he talked about the impact to his mental health. You know, and he is a victim in this. Let's make no mistake. You know, he is the victim of this person. So, of course, you'd be looking. I mean, this is life ruination. She's mad because people don't buy her narrative about what's going on. Like, that's the insanity. Mm-hmm. So, Laura posted by the name of Redacted. Laura goes on to claim that many of these profiles were Greg posting about her with knowledge only he could know. However, many of the profiles she claims are Greg were created many years ago. Now, Laura has a list of several profiles as being Greg. That's nuts. So did you mail that over, by the way?
Yeah, it's in the private chat, actually. Brad, thank you, Brad, for sending me the link. IT Brad to the rescue, as usual. I had it open on my desktop, but then I closed it without saving it, so I had to ask Brad to send it again. I am the worst. The absolute worst.
Well, luckily, Brad saves the day again.
Brad saves my bacon all the time. All the time. He's so
my
great.
Bacon burrito.
Gross. That sounds gross. Bacon burrito.
Does, actually.
I don't want a bacon burrito. I like bacon and I like burritos, but I don't think I want the two of them together.
I'm blowing up some of the things that she says on here. Give me 1 second. All right. I'm going to adjust sizing here and there as we roll forward. So the first thing attached here is counterclaim from court. You know, this had been posted. She's saying, oh, because this was posted, this has to be, you know, him specifically that posted it.
Wait, say that again.
You know, she was claiming that on Reddit, someone was posting things that could only, you know, it was part of that unserved order. So this would be part of that.
This is the screenshot of the unserved order that and you'll see because she puts her little explanations underneath each item.
Yeah, you can hear.
The Gillespie connection.
I like that.
This is like, what's that movie? It's like a Humphrey Bogart movie, right? The Something Connection. Oh dang, now I'm gonna forget it. Some spy movie from the 40s. It sounds like that.
The Gillespie connection. It does sound like a drug freaking ring, doesn't it?
Yes.
These were Gillespie's counterclaim documents in the civil case I have against him. They were disproven. However, he sent these to Clayton once he discovered that I was the person accusing Clayton of being the father of the other unborn twins.
Unborn twins.
Twins. She noted twins, by the way. You know, so that's interesting. She tried to back off of that whole twin claim. You notice they tried to move away from baby, not twins.
Cindy Brown, she got it. The French connection. That's exactly what I was thinking of. The French connection.
I was thinking Love Connection. You know the show? Love Connection. Love Connection.
And now I have the theme to the Love Boat in my head. Thanks a lot. The Love Boat.
Yeah. If I was on a love boat with her, I would drown myself in the ocean. Yep, indeed.
Love, exciting and new, until she accuses you of fathering twins with her.
Don't gargle the water. Then you leak them on Reddit. That sounds gross after what I just said there, too. Now, this is just I respect your opinion. I want justice for Greg. He is still dealing with her over a non-existent pregnancy. And now she is bringing his name into the Clayton case. I would love to hear what he has to say about all of this. Again, you know, that's that. I want justice for Greg. I would love to hear what he has to say about all this. That proves it's him, huh? Because people are saying, hey, I'd like to actually hear what he has to say. Oh, my God. Does that mean?
It must be Greg, because no one else could care about Greg Gillespie except Greg. That's proof, officer. It's proof.
Oh, my God, Megan, are you really Greg Gillespie?
Maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
I could be using a voice changer. You would never know.
You are really dedicated to this Megan persona, if so.
You got me. It's me, Greg Gillespie, and here at your service. You figured it out. You're just so smart.
I know. Detective T to the U to the G, baby.
I'm also an expert hacker, and I'm hacking all of y'all right now. And spraying on your phones and things.
That's why, the images you see, this isn't actually a live stream. This is all Greg Gillespie. It's him talking to himself.
Yeah, Tug, you're Greg too. It's both of it's both of us. I'm doing two voices at once.
Oh my God! What do we call our show? The Gillespie Connection. You've made it.
The Gillespie Connection.
Oh my God. Oh. Possible threats. I want the end result to be Laura M. Owens left unable to F over another person ever again. That's a threat. I don't want her to be able to ever ruin anyone or F over another person.
That's not a threat. That's saying, we don't want her to ever do this to anyone else again.
But you remember some of the stuff she spun that Clayton said. She said a lot of that stuff was threats, and obviously it wasn't. Man, she's crazy, man.
She's crazy.
So here we have our Bachelor Nation. Bachelor Clayton paternity scandal isn't quite over. Accuser sent me phone call evidence, new Dave Neal video. If she were smart, which we know she isn't, she would slink away and hide under an Arizona boulder.
These Redditors are so great. They're so funny.
She will be exposed publicly. You can run, but you can't hide.
I love
She's
that
like, no.
Yeah, she put gifts in here. Threatened by gifts. I'm being harassed by the internets, by the gifts on the internets. They're very harassing gifs or gifs. We're not sure how to say it.
A gift sounds like a gift. They're giving me the gift of violence. God. How dare they? Gossip Goose here. Back with more breadcrumbs to go along with that tea on our favorite baby mama. Word on the pond is that schemes are being spun to excuse the predicted inclusive paternity result. The heat of the Arizona sun.
Word on the pond. I'm going to say that all the time.
I like that, actually.
The word on the pond is.
Yeah.
Hey, Pond Scum Posse, gather around. The word on the pond is.
There's another ripple in the pond today, Megan. Oh, really? Yeah.
The pond is boiling today, Tug. The pond is swirling. There's a swirly whirling.
Be careful, there's a lot of free swimmers in the pond. You'd be like, no, not in this
Everybody
pond.
hold your breath.
Yeah, for real, actually. You better. But the heat of the Arizona sun, drinking too much water, will be the excuse this time. Dolly Parton, oh my God. Dolly
she's
Parton.
being harassed by Dolly Parton. Did she call the police on Dolly Parton yet?
I bet Dolly Parton really is Greg Gillespie.
That could be.
That's
wearing
who
those,
it is.
you know those giant tits that guy in Canada wears in his shop class? Greg could be wearing those and a wig and just walking around as a 6'4" Dolly Parton.
Yeah, actually, from what I hear, the guy in Canada actually named each one of them. One of them is named Greg and the other one is named Gillespie. That's what I heard, you know? That's the breadcrumbs on the pond today, Megan. So the Gillespie connection to Dolly Parton here?
That's some real good scum there, Tug.
I know it, man. Sometimes I'm just serving up the best. Greg has been known to listen in on my conversations in the past. He has been known to listen.
Known by who?
Crazy. He had to be listening in to my call with the lab Ravgen. Where I asked if drinking too much water prior to taking the test could produce it.
What? A blood test?
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Shit. I totally, we got those inclusive tests because I drank too much water. I've got to dehydrate.
She's saying she believes that you can drink too much water and that waters down your blood. Send her back to science class. We believe science here. And this is not scientific. I would like to just put out a warning to anybody listening. If you cannot drink water will not water down your blood. Please don't worry that you'll get a diluted sample by drinking water. Water is good for you. Please don't get your medical advice from Laura Owens because she has no idea what she's talking about ever. Watering down remember she did say the sample was diluted. So did she mean she drank too many Evian bottles that day?
Oh my god. Oh, there's
Who
some
told
magic.
her? I think Tug's falling out of his chair. Who told her that water would water down your blood? Who told her this? Was she injecting it directly into her veins?
I mean, how do you even... Was she pouring into the result? I mean...
I don't understand.
But she's like, I had not asked anyone else except for the lab about this, nor did I bring up this question to anyone
Because it was
else.
too stupid and people would have laughed at you.
I bet that detective was like, what the fuck did I just read?
You know what would be great? You know what would be great for this timeline? If it turns out that Laura Owens is also a flat earther. If she starts going into flat earth in this, I will love it. I will roll around on the ground laughing until I die.
She'll be like, I knew Megan was a round earther.
She's in a cult.
I can't remember who I heard making a joke about round earthers. I was like, that's hilarious. I'm going to start calling people that. I'm going to be like, you freaking round earthers.
You must be a round earther.
So here's another beautiful one. Unverified tea from a credible anonymous source. Clayton's accuser didn't take the paternity test today. We'll be taking tests tomorrow. So, Greg had to be listening in to my call with
paranoia level 1,000. And she believes, by the way, that he installed TeamViewer on her phone and he could listen in. Now, I can just tell you, I have TeamViewer on my phone because IT Goatee Brad has to help me do stupid things like download my ringtones because I'm too stupid to figure it out. So because I can't even follow basic directions, he's just like, oh, just let me on your phone. So whenever he logs into my phone, there is literally a big notice that comes up on my phone and I have to approve it.
Yeah.
I have to approve, and then there's a big green square in the left-hand corner that tells me while he's on the phone. Like, you can't miss it. It's not going on in the background, anytime he wants to tap in. And you have to share a password with your TeamViewer partner every time they log in. It's not the same every time. So there's no way that TeamViewer was being used to spy on her phone without her express permission.
Please tell me all the other reports look like this. Oh my God, I could have a week of this. I mean, this is just so good. This is magical. So he had to be listening in to my call with the lab, as not even Clayton knew that I needed to reschedule the test for the next day. This was posted right after I hung up the phone with the lab and moved it. That actually sounds like she posted it. That's what that makes it sound like, does it not?
It does. That's what I thought when I first read it. I was like, maybe she did it.
Here's the gossip goose again. I'm thinking, this tea will leave you honking. I love it.
A little Gosling told me.
An alleged baby mama requests virtual future hearings for quote-unquote privacy. The Gillespie connection. Greg has a history of hacking into my email.
Wait, she literally puts the Gillespie connection on top of every explanation.
Yeah, there's something about Clayton. Oh my God, it's got to be, it's got to be Gillespie. He's got to be a
This is
hacker.
funny.
I
I
had
just
a
kind of skimmed over this today. I didn't read it all, so this is fun because this is the first time I've
It's
actually.
beautiful.
I'm taking it all in.
Oh, this is madness. I requested a virtual order of protection hearing with the court via email. This was not made public. That means he had to have been reading my sent messages. Oh my God.
And again, she just says Greg has a history of hacking my email. No proof. Nothing.
Yeah,
Not
there's-
one report.
Just a bunch of random people have to be. All these random people. So here's a random person, too. How is Laura Owens allowed to keep spinning this web of lies? Clearly her parents/family don't give a about, as they have been sent things on Facebook. Do her lawyers know she's doing this? I know she doesn't have a lawyer for the Clayton case, and this is what they're highlighting. She did. This is the connection. But she's so obsessed with victim 2 and keeps dragging his name into this. So her lawyer for that, Greg's lawyer, and the judge need to be informed of all this shite. So she's putting this into legal documentation. She's saying, hey, that's what this statement is. She's bringing that up. So, the connection. I haven't dragged, quote unquote, victim 2, Greg, into this at all. But Greg has inserted himself in any chance he can get, including here. Also, to my knowledge, the judge has no knowledge of our pregnancy with Clayton's children.
That's because it's bullshit.
Still doesn't, even after the hearing. So here, let's see, part 2. Her parents have actively been deleting the comments on her Facebook. Her sister/BIL. What's BIL?
Brother-in-law.
Oh, brother-in-law, okay. Made their socials private within 24 hours of her first post to Reddit. So only Greg would know or care enough to be mentioning, quote-unquote, dragging Guy 2 for 2.5 years. Oh, okay, there that is. She didn't highlight that for us. I'm mad. Because that part wasn't highlighted, and she brought it up, which is how long our civil case has dragged on. Jesus. 2.5 years for that stand. That's what she's saying. It's dragging on 2.5
Well,
years.
and anybody could know that by looking at the docket, the public docket.
It's just nuts when you put in the time frame, though. I mean, so vindictive that let's drag this out for 2.5 years.
They went on 3 dates. They never slept in the same bed together. 2.5 years she dragged this out. Guys, be careful what you do with your naughty bits and with whom you do it with.
He even said in that one day, he was like, I never even, let's just say I put something on your back and it wasn't sunscreen. Let's put it that way. You remember?
Yeah, that was
We
terrible.
read that. I was like, oh. Yeah,
that was
was
a mental picture I really didn't need to come back on.
it scarred me enough that just, popped up in my brain. I almost said it. It came out of my brain. I was like, no, that's the wrong word. And then I said it anyway. And only the person who's been making comments on my family's Facebook pages would be checking to see whether or not they were still up. Only Greg knows their information and would be making harassing comments. So, 56,000 people. People could look up any connection, by the way. If you're looking up an active Facebook, you can find that. But hey. So here's another
And a bunch
one.
of people knew who her sister and her brother-in-law were. It wasn't just Greg. And I don't even know if Greg was involved. He says he doesn't even have a Reddit account. There were so many people in the flock who were doing research on Laura Owens' family all the way back to San Francisco, who were talking about her sister and her family connections and everything else.
Did you say the flock?
Dave Neal. Yeah, the flock. They have there's
I just like
a
that.
Discord, a private
Is that what's
Discord.
called, the flock?
Yeah, and then they call themselves the flock. And the Discord, they did a lot of research on this, and there are some seriously dedicated people in there who got every type of info. They talked to sources. They went back to high school, people who knew her in high school. That had nothing to do with Greg. These were literally Redditors who broke off from the Reddit groups to make this private Discord where they were just deep diving everything.
So this one says the fact that her sister, her closest confidant, didn't share Laura's accomplishments, i.e. TEDx, book excerpts, doesn't share a podcast, is very telling. So the connection, my sister went private immediately after the story broke. The only person who would know this was someone who was familiar with hers. Also, no one else involved in the situation.
Anybody could have noticed by just looking at her social media history. They would notice that before a certain date, it was not private, and after a certain date, it was, because you can see that on the Wayback Machine. I don't think she knows how the internet works. You can go and see when things were public and then when they became not public. Nothing is gone on the internet.
I think maybe more insidiously, maybe she does know how the internet works, but she figures the people that she's reporting this stuff to, they don't know. I mean, look at Duty, for example. He had no idea how the internet worked. I'll take your word for it, remember?
Well, Judge Duty is a disgrace. He needs to have retired about 20 years ago. I'm sorry, but he does.
So messier and messier. Seems Clayton's baby mama may have actually done this before. So here's order of protection that has been noted with that.
Now, is that from Gillespie or Maricini? I think this is Maricini. What state is it in? What does it say at the top?
Arizona.
Oh, so no, this is Gillespie. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this was an order of protection Greg apparently obtained against me the day after I filed a civil case against him. It was never served on me, so it was never in effect. According to Manny, the person who doesn't know her, by the way, she made clear, the clerk at Dreamy Draw Justice Court, where this was obtained, only Greg and no one else, not even me, would have been able to get this document. Manny said... She always relies on this.
She always relies on this. This is the only way it could have happened. And yet there are other ways. You know how else it could have happened? She could have leaked it.
That's true.
Just so she could blame it on Greg. And I wouldn't put that past her.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put it past her to travel to the courthouse, take photos as if she were Greg, and then post them and frame him. That's how bad she is. That's how, I mean, she'll go to any lengths to harm these guys. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if she leaked it.
So Manny said it was obtained in person the day that it was posted, and that Greg also asked for it to be emailed to him. So she made all that up, according to Manny there, talking to, that's what we got in the police report. So the order of protection was granted against Clayton Echard's alleged baby mama, 2021, eerily similar. Let's load that up. Let's see. It's absolutely false. My other orders of protection in Maricopa County are public record. Everything filed is searchable. No one saw this document because it didn't exist. It was number one. Number two, it wasn't served. It's not available at the courthouse. Oh, it says this... is she arguing? Is this her arguing? Maybe.
These are the pictures that she's claiming are Greg, that he had to have taken these pictures. And I think he does say he took some pictures. I don't know if he says he took these. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He has a right to release any information he wants to about his case. It's his case. It's not sealed. He can tell anybody and show anybody, post anything, but he says he didn't do that. He doesn't have a Reddit account, so I don't know. Maybe he gave it to somebody else and they posted it. I don't know, and I don't care. This is not harassment.
So this is the same. It's showing chronological order of how I went to the courthouse to obtain a copy of the order of protection that Greg apparently got against me the day after I filed a civil case against him. Never served. Again, he goes through the same narrative. Bringing up Manny yet again. Oh, Lordy.
Wait, go back up. Manny said what? And that Greg also asked for it to be emailed to him. Manny said no such thing. Manny said he doesn't know who Greg Gillespie is. He does not recall who came to pick it up. That's what he told Detective Reedy. He doesn't know. So she's lying again. Unbelievable.
Good Lord. Good Lord. There's okay. So she gives background. Picture 1, background context. Laura Owens insists that Clayton is joining forces with her 2 abusive exes to create false evidence against her. A petition of protect and document for Greg against Laura Owens was then leaked with information that jeopardizes her claims as it calls into question her previous pattern of behavior. The claims that Greg makes in this leaked petition protection he filed against Laura have eerily similar details to her claims against Clayton. In this image, she is claiming that the leaked document is fake. It's a fake document because you cannot view it online in the case database for Maricopa County. Therefore, since this supposedly leaked order of protection for Greg against Laura cannot be found online in any case database, anyone who claims to have seen the real leaked document is lying because it doesn't exist. So she's saying all this is fake, by the way.
Oh, God.
These documents were order of protection attached to the clerk emailed. You can see the order was granted for Greg against Laura. In picture 2, to dispute Laura Owens' claim that the leaked petition of protection that Greg filed against her does not exist because it's not searchable in the case database online. A simple search of the Maricopa Civil Court case website states that not all documents are posted online and must be accessed in person. So it's like, oh, got served on that one. Picture 3, Laura then muddles that the order of protection was never served. It's not available at the courthouse. Therefore, since it's not available to search the case database online, it's not available, then it's fake. Laura then questions if somebody actually went to the courthouse to find the documents. Wait a minute. If you can find them, they're not fake, right? I'm so confused. I don't even know her narrative anymore. It scares me. So picture 4, she's saying there's a Reddit user decides to look into her claim by going to the courthouse themselves to verify if the document, the petition of protection that Greg filed against Laura is real. This is a picture with a timestamp where they are waiting in line to ask for the records. I like the narrative. By the way, I do actually like this narrative set up. Picture 5, Reddit user received a physical copy of the leaked document, the petition of protection for Greg against Laura at the courthouse. They then took a photo with the document in front of the courthouse as proof that they did in fact get it.
Now, all of this is so stupid. It's like, this is a document that was filed in this court. It is a public record, and I don't care if I couldn't access it and only Greg or Laura could. Either one of them, once they have it, can disseminate it anywhere they want to. It's not sealed.
What I like about this here, though, is it starts out, actually, I like the fact that she apparently was saying everything was fake. And then it went to, no, it's not fake. It was something that you could only get at that because somebody went to the extreme, to prove that that was wrong. They decided they would go down there, they would get that, they posted about it, so she had to change that. So picture 6, the clerk also emails copies of physical documents to the Reddit user. You can see in the email attached that not only were there actual documents for the petition of protection for Greg against Laura, but there were also separate PDF documents that show the order of protection was actually granted. So again, they wrecked her freaking narrative is what it was. Here's another one. She went to a very prestigious private school in San Fran, California. Isn't the best when it comes to education, but she got the finest. Oh, well. Greg knew this. What? That she wasn't smart? That's what it says.
Oh, she's saying that no one else knew what school she went to except Greg. She so underestimates the flock and what they're capable of. The flock went and literally spoke to childhood friends of hers. They found out everything, including what she used to wear in middle school to class and how she behaved. These are people who actually got out on the ground and knocked on doors and talked to former neighbors. She's underestimating who she's dealing with, and she is not dealing with Greg. she's dealing with a bunch of people who have mad autistic skills. Okay? And they have found this stuff out through just old-fashioned, sleuthing.
Man, I wish we got to see more here. This was good. So let's play this crazy theory out. She knows she's ovulating, gets a syringe to see more. Oh, wait, we don't get to see more now.
We don't get to see more.
Considering there are 3 separate times she begged for money, 2 loans on Facebook pages, I can see why an agent might not submit a bid if the buyer wasn't qualified to buy the property. The agent would generate a bad professional reputation representing buyers who can't perform. So she's like on the begging for money. That wasn't recent. She didn't deny it. She was like, Greg has been following me on what I did online for years. Since we have an active civil case for more than 2 years, the quote-unquote begging for money on investment real estate pages was not recent.
Oh my God. I bet the flock is livid about this document because this is all of their work. This is literally all of their work, and she's crediting Greg Gillespie for all of it. This is the collective, the flock, like, I don't know, maybe hundreds of people. I don't know how many people there are in there, but it's all their very hard work that they worked on and sacrificed for like over a year now. And I bet this pisses them off to no end, and rightfully so.
Wait. This is crazy. So the scariest Halloween costume.
Did you figure it out yet? Did you figure out the big lie here?
She said this was Clayton Echard. Remember,
in front of Judge Duty. She swore under oath that it was Clayton Echard who did this.
So now it's Greg. Let's see how it says. This was a steal from a video taken off my phone that the public had access. Access to? Oh, they did it?
Oh, I thought she said they didn't. I thought she said they didn't give that to anybody but a couple of reporters who promised not to print it.
But apparently Greg hacked her devices.
So she lied to she either lied to the police or she lied to Judge Duty. Or she lied to both.
Lied to both. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
think she lied to both.
Yeah.
Because we know who did that meme, and it wasn't Greg or Clayton. So it was a Redditor who's already come forward, and I've spoken to her. And I believe she reached out to Clayton's attorneys to identify herself.
So there were 2 pictures there. This is a splice taken out of a real phone call, taken out of context to make it appear like I had made a confession. This was posted in an effort to get people to comment on my appearance and to make them think that I admitted to something I'd not. No one else would have the motive to try to do this except for Greg. Oh my God. No one else would have the motive to prove that I'm a liar except Greg. It has to be Greg.
Or
she
Clayton,
would suck at
or
Clue.
Maricini. She would suck at Clue.
Like, who killed the butler in the library? Laura, it's your guess. It was Greg Gillespie. Like, he's not even one of the
not
players.
One of the characters, Laura.
Oh,
but
God.
It had to be Greg.
Well, he hacked into one of the players or one of the characters.
He hacked the game board.
Oh, my God. This is amazing. So here, I bet Clayton, Greg, and Michael can totally understand how, quote, maddening it is to see people write falsities about you. You started all this. Bye, girl. This was before anyone had mentioned Greg's name or relation to me.
Clearly, the flock knew who these people were. Clearly, for a long time. They weren't.
Oh, here's the burrito.
Yeah, she put the burrito in there. I told you.
Oh, that's look, and it's labeled a shit post. Oh, that's even grosser. Oh, gross.
After a long couple of weeks, it looks like the results are in. You're having a burrito, baby.
Let's look at it. Yummy.
So good. This is almost as good as Tug's triplets, but Tug's triplets is still my favorite.
That is funny.
Or the one with you and me and Legal Vices. That one's funny too.
That one was really funny. And somebody responds, "I'm so sick." And she says, "Oh, Greg knew that I ate a burrito from." I thought, oh my God, I thought you were just making jokes. I didn't think you meant that.
That's her actual explanation.
Bravo, Megan. Good play on that one, Megan. I love it. I can't believe that's real. Oh,
it's real.
God.
It's real.
God. Only Greg knew that I ate a burrito every day for lunch. Amazing. Holy God. That is amazing. I need a second. Oh my God. I can't believe that's real. Oh, Lord. Oh,
But of course, she doesn't understand, or maybe she just, doesn't care. But burrito baby is a thing people have been saying forever. It's a colloquialism that people, when you're bloated from eating too much, they're like, I'm having a burrito baby. That is just a thing. It's a coincidence that we called it a burrito baby, and she literally eats a burrito every day for lunch.
I'm waiting to roll down through here, and it's like, somebody's like, oh my God, I heard Laura's dropping the kids off at the pool today. She'd be like,
no.
Yeah, she'd be like, Greg Gillespie connection. Only Greg knew that I would sometimes go in the pool with kids that I'm related to. You'd be like, what does that mean? I bet Clayton, Greg, and Michael can totally understand. So this is the
same one.
Same one. She edited it twice.
She put it in twice.
Yeah. So Steve didn't read off the email, but I'm guessing in person. So her proof is let's check the notes. Neurologist visit. A picture of her sticking her stomach out, a very clearly fake sonogram. All very convincing stuff, and definitely stuff normal pregnant people do to tell their friends they're pregnant. Jane, I'm pregnant. Look at my neurologist notes.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
It was a virtual visit.
Nobody ever.
It was a virtual visit. She's like, Gillespie has been known to hack into my computer and would not have known whether it was a virtual or in-person visit if he had. No one knew that but me.
See, I'd have to know the dates on this. Like, what date is she talking about? Is there a date on go up to the Reddit, the top?
No, it says like 2 days.
It's just 2 days ago. Okay.
Yeah.
The dates on these things would be very important because back in the day, she had that public Dropbox where she dropped her entire medical records from that, online portal thing. So a bunch of people knew that she had telemed appointments. So this is just her. She's just lying. Again, I don't know why I'm so shocked by this.
She lied?
She lies all the time.
I know. Well, it's just, it's another level of the crazy. Because you think about, one of the things that I always try to think about with this stuff is what would happen if it worked. And when you think about things like that, that's where you really want you want the DA, you want them to really go in and go after her because she deserves to be prosecuted because she was trying to have other people prosecuted.
I responded to them today to say, I know this seems insignificant and we really appreciate that you're looking into it. And I know it seems insignificant, but please understand that 3 men and multiple journalists and content creators have been negatively affected by this person for a decade now.
Yeah.
It's gone on for a decade. By her behavior and her litigious bullshit lawyer's behavior with all of his legal extortion threats. Look at what Dave's been through. Look at the she ruined every milestone for him with his new baby. The pregnancy, the baby moon, the baby shower. Every time there was a big moment in Dave Neal's pregnancy, there was some new bullshit from Laura Owens threatening him, threatening to put horses on his property, threatening to take away his livelihood, trying to sue him. This is trying to blame him for thoughts of self-harm. It's not just the 3 men either. It's Dave Neal. It's the other one on YouTube. I'm totally blanking on her name, who was threatened with lawsuits as well.
Yeah, I can't think of her name.
God, how am I? This is so
I even
bad.
read,
Liz Neptune.
Yeah,
Liz Neptune. Threatening this small YouTuber to try to shut down her channel, threatening people that she feels can't fight back, trying to threaten law talk with Mike. I mean, God love him. He just laughed her off because, it's so much bullshit. But there are other people who, have not had to deal with this kind of thing and who went through a lot of stress and heartache because of Laura Owens. Like she has, I wish I'd never heard of Laura Owens, to be fair. I mean, honestly, I wish I had never heard of her. I know this case has brought us a lot of laughs, but it has been a nightmare covering this. It is not the fun and games that her attorney seems to think we're having. Like this case is a nightmare.
Well, you never knew how this case would play out. And really with precedent, I mean, this had to be precedent setting. Because with prior precedent, they could have very well walked away with a dismissal. And yeah, I mean, they promised lawsuits. They promised life ruination tactics. They're going to go after people forever. Of course, there's stress that's associated with this because you have no idea how long this person is going to go after. Not just, again, Dave, he took the brunt of that. But she was promising everyone, all of us, we were all going to be sued. We're going to be made destitute and that kind of stuff. You think, oh my God, the amount of time and the energy and
yeah. And look, Tug, I had to ask myself real seriously when I first heard about this case. It was that one of those moments where I'm like, okay, do I want to get into this one? You know what could happen.
Yep.
You might be raising legal funds. You're going to have to either go all the way in or forget about it.
Well, that's what
I always have to do that. I always have to do that with these cases, with these very litigious people and I know that I'm not protected. I'm not protected by some big corporate media company with a team of lawyers. I don't have that. So I would have to rely on the goodwill of my audience who have come through for me before, who are amazingly generous, who have helped me through situations like this before. But it is still nerve-wracking. You're still like, is this one going to be worth it? Or is this going to be like a never-ending nightmare?
Well, and
it's always a risk.
You saw that she was willing to come after Dave the way that she did. Yeah, When I remember when we were first talking about it, I thought, my God, what am I wading into here? But at the same time, it was so crazy, and it was it was just mind-boggling. I'm looking for the right word. I'm even losing the word that I want to go with here because there was so much of it. It didn't just stick to one person. When you heard about Clayton Echard, it was like, my God, the stuff that has happened to this guy is insane. And it kept getting crazier. But then you heard, let's go backwards. Let's go a little bit further. Oh, man, there's Greg Gillespie. There's Mike Mancini. Wow, there's another guy back there, too. How many other people are we going to dig up in this? And again, if the court ignores all of that, does that really make it worth it? Because the public got away with
it. She almost got away with it because look at how, if I had not found this story, Dave would still be on his own. And I don't know if it would have broken through the way that it did without bringing in, pretty much half of LawTube to help and you to help, bring this story to a wider audience. I had the thought when I was contemplating, should I wade in here knowing this person is super litigious? And I always made the choice to say her name. And I knew that was provocative because she had gone after everyone who said her name. So I wanted to poke the bear right away, right out of the gate, and just get it over with. Because I figured if I could get Legal Vices, That Umbrella Guy, maybe DUI guy, whoever I could get with big audiences to cover this, Ian Runkle, if I could get some of these people with me to cover it, it would be more protection for me. And more protection for Dave. And more protection for anybody.
Yeah.
Right? Because you might be able to go after one guy, but you can't go after 5 big creators. Good luck. So that's why it's still a risky thing, you guys. It's not like an easy decision to be like, and a lot of my audience, and I love you guys, are always like, you've got balls of steel and you're so brave. And it's like, I'm scared like everybody else of getting sued. I don't want to be sued. I don't want to drag my family through years of litigation. Nobody wants to be sued. Nobody. But there are times where it's like, if I'm going to go down, it is not going to be by a guy like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's going to have a Ferris Bueller moment where it's like, no, I'm all in.
And it happens too. you got the CoffeeZilla and Logan Paul. I mean, that's a big one. Logan Paul, again, not the same thing, but talking about lawsuits. Logan Paul was exposed as having crypto scams, multiple ones, and then this big scam where a lot of people got screwed out of a lot of money. CoffeeZilla, exposed that. Not only did he do that, but Logan Paul at first was like, hey, yeah, this, I got to thank him for doing it. And then recently, dropped a big lawsuit on him, hired 5 lawyers to go after him. 5 freaking lawyers, because he's got the money to do it. It's crazy. But, the story, ironclad, 100% proof positive, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about that, because ultimately it's about people, trying to financially bully people into silence or to at least back off their stories. So, just crazy. So, Clayton, third man, redacted, can we say her name, has done this to. She needs to be taken down so she cannot do this to other men.
Can't even say her name. I didn't even see this when I was talking about that, but this is literally a thing that happened. People were terrified to say this woman's name. Laura Owens, Laura Owens, Laura Owens, like she's Beetlejuice.
Don't summon her here. And people are like saying her names, oh, do you mean her? Like, what? Her? Wait, was it her? And over and over. And Clayton is the third man. She needs to be taken down, plus all the harassment and calling me by name. She wanted her name out there, though. I mean, I don't get it. Oh, wait, I do, because she can't make a TEDx about this one. So I too wonder how deep they went into vetting process. I wonder if they know what her patterns are and what she's up to right now. She took speaking engagements away from Clayton by reaching out to those he worked with. Time for fair play. So she underlined time for fair play. She lied. There's the she lied. That's funny. Wait, did she not put a
not
connection
under
with
that one? I guess she waited.
So here's a Clayton update. You nailed it. Her bag of tricks, ongoing censored teens, the family, friends she no longer has, can only do so much to act accordingly. The most frustrating thing is she's acting as an advocate on her podcast while taking validity from others with her actions. Laura Owens of Nobody Told Me podcast is a fraud. Fraud alert. Gain weight by eating too many burritos. Burritos. It's got to be him. Burritos. He knows it. Pretends she's carrying twins by pushing her stomach out with a grimace and wild horse hair.
Unbrushed brown wig.
Shares of videos up by a Dropbox, but everybody knows she's a liar. Laura Owens of the Nobody Told Me podcast. Mirror, mirror on the wall. It's correct, too. Like that.
I mean, all of these are facts. These are all facts. These aren't threats. They're just facts.
That's not why he's going to the courthouse. He pulled the video down because she lied and said they weren't public record. He's going to debunk another one of her lies. She's a liar who threatened everyone with litigation to bully them into submission and silence. That's for real. That's the truth. Expose her ass. Fake news. Yes, the best friend of 14 years per her Insta. So they're telling you where they got that. Has been MIA since 2018. The same time she got the restraining order. Makes you wonder why she lost all of her friends after that.
Remember, these are the same people who went through her Venmo contacts, which is how victim number 0 was identified. Victim 0 was literally identified because he was still friends with her dad on Venmo.
That's so crazy, isn't it? It's so crazy, like that actually exposed another person that she had done this to. Going down that deep rabbit hole actually worked out. So she was using her Dropbox links with email sign-in from the very beginning with her first of nearly 10 posts. She then jumped on another platform that allows IP and other tracking to find the viewer. She's been in DMs trying to identify people. It's kind of late now. It's not going away. She dragged number 1 with an extended RO until 2025. Number 2, ongoing case, 2+ years. She'll drag Clayton as long as she can. 0 ramifications through lies and deceit. She still needs to be exposed to protect future men. If that means talking about it, I'd rather she get notoriety for being the abuser she is. It's not going to stop until she's outed for her lies in a very public, humiliating way. All this is true.
And even then, it doesn't stop her. She still is making false police calls. I mean, all of that happened. You know, she's been outed publicly and humiliated publicly by a judge. You know, called out on all of her shit. And she's still making false police calls. It's incredible. Even that didn't stop her.
What's crazy is all of this supposedly, remember, the whole key to this is it's all connected to Greg Gillespie. He's doing all of this. So he supposedly is making every one of these comments. Someone posted the picture of her, the same one that went on her mom's page. The comments were limited, either this AM or last night. I noticed it this morning. Okay, that was just random there. As Dave Neal said in a video today, everyone remembers the breaking story. She got the first punch in by not many know or end up knowing the real or whole story. I hope he keeps going until the media picks it up and blasts all her lies with her name attached, not because I want to drag this on, but to protect future men. She's evil. Okay, that's, again, I don't see how any of these look, oh man, here's a thumbnail. The thumbnail, man. If she were smart, which we know she isn't, she would slink away. We've seen that post before. Here's some more commentary with that too. Her job is horse. Her job is horse.
Her job is horse.
Yeah. So
my
they're
favorite
talking
part
about
in the transcript, one of the transcripts, they were like, didn't you do something with her job? And he goes, what's her job? What's her job? She has a job? It's funny.
But that's what the people are asking right here. They're like her parents. They're pretty much paying for everything. You know?
Yeah.
And they go through all of it, and the person's like, her job is horse. That's beautiful.
Her job is horse.
Wait, so she's claiming to be 5 months pregnant with twins while doing horseback riding competitions. So this is the discussion about her horseback competitions. I mean, again, like there's no statements. This is really like how this ends. You know, the just commentary. Oh, we got a Greg Gillespie there finally. So at the very end, this is the very end. I know, redacted. He went to court and obtained a copy of the order of protection that was never served. This was Greg Gillespie, according to Manny Vargas. So saying, oh, well, this person. So all the other stuff, again, didn't even put that in. It's just random. And this is one of many. Lord, that's crazy. That is absolutely nuts, Megan.
Okay, now you need to go back. You need to go back to the last one, the report we were reading, and page down to the next narrative, which is posted on, the date on it, it's page 6.
Yeah, give me.
Because this is where the officer destroys. So after he investigates that entire document we just read, he talks to Greg and he puts his narrative out there about what he thinks happened here.
Okay, so due to the wide range of accounts that were created from 2016 to 2023. So again, that's every account that posted this. It goes through years of that. It's unlikely they're all Greg Gillespie. One particular claim is that Redacted posted pictures of an anonymous Redditor posting pictures showing they were at Dreamy Draw Justice Court to get an order of protection that Gregory had against Laura. Laura told me this was proof that Greg was that account, Redacted. However, when I went to the profile page of Redacted, there were no pictures posted from their account. They had reposted pictures and cited an anonymous Redditor. So they were reposts. So this account that was Greg Gillespie supposedly was just reposting items. Oh my God. That's on the pages 3 through 13 of the PDF file Laura sent me appear to show that it is from this specific user. Laura then made me aware there was a subreddit dedicated to her specifically called Laura Owens. Laura claimed this was more cyberbullying by either Gregory or the man named Clayton Echard. Or the man named Clayton Echard. It sounds like some Western here.
It does.
Mm-hmm. He's going to roll in.
Comes to town. I can hear Johnny Cash. I can hear Johnny Cash right now writing a song. A man named Clayton Echard.
Oh my Lord. Oh, that'd be an interesting song to make. Johnny Cash singing it. That'd be funny AI. When I looked up the subreddit, I could see that there were 451 people subscribed to that page and numerous posts every day about her from various Reddit users. I could not see a clear connection to Gregory Gillespie in any of the posts made on Reddit. I spoke with Gregory on the phone and asked him about the situation. Greg denied having any Reddit accounts and told me I've never had a Reddit account. He also told me that he did, in fact, go to Dreamy Draw Justice Court to have the previous order of protection against Laura for a civil trial he is currently dealing with. He told me he took photographs of the document to prove that he had this against Laura, but denied ever posting those photos to Reddit. Greg denied having any contact with her and told me the last time he ever had contact with Laura was sometime around August 2021. He advised me that he had nothing to hide and would be fine answering any further questions. He went on to tell me that Laura currently has a civil lawsuit filed against him, Clayton Echard, and redacted. Greg told me that he believes Laura is doing these things to get at him during the ongoing lawsuit. Wow. So Greg is saying that's her posting.
Yeah, and the officer, is admitting here that nothing she has given him panned out at all.
Yeah.
Nothing. So how do they not charge her at some point with filing false police reports? Like, this entire investigation was a total waste of time. There's no other way. There's no other way to describe that than a total waste of time. And there's another one too that I guess it's. So that was 9/27. There's one that is dated where there's even stronger language from the officer. And I think here it is. Yeah. Here it is. Okay. Go to the one that is a couple down, dated October 19th, about Clayton. Do you still have
Scottsdale PD, claiming that Clayton has violated order of protection.
Yeah.
That one? Okay.
Yeah, October 19th. Now, page down 2. This is about her calling about the Instagram post. Page 3.
Page 3. Okay.
She called about the Clayton's Instagram post where he was like, "Yeah, baby, the results are in. I'm not the father, right? It's inconclusive." That one, she called the cops about that. So, look at this is unbelievable. This is the domestic violence detective who had to follow up on this complaint about a social media post.
That's crazy on that post there.
Read this narrative.
So upon reviewing this case, it has been determined no crime has been committed. Laura has submitted additional pieces of evidence. However, her evidence is accusing several Reddit profiles of being Clayton. This time it's Clayton there without any proof. One of the profiles she claimed was Clayton was a photoshopped picture with a sonogram image. Laura claims this is Clayton. However, she used the same image in a previous report and claimed it was Greg Gillespie. This right here, if Clayton can find a way to go after that order that she was granted This stuff right here. Like, she's claimed that it was several other men that did it. And again, it's in a police report because you're talking about, again, that sonogram picture. So how can she claim that it's two different men? How can the police also find that, this, again, there was no proof whatsoever, and still grant an order of protection on that?
I mean, yeah, how? Reviewing this case, it's been determined no crime has been committed. No crime. Not only that, she fabricated some of the claims because she claims this is Clayton, but she used the same image to say that it was Gregory in a different case number. And it was turned down by prosecutors.
It
Did
also
you get
notes,
to this part yet?
Yeah, it notes also, it should be noted that a similar case was turned down by prosecutors. Yeah, that case was the result of Laura making very similar claims about another man, Gillespie, using fake online profiles to harass her, yet no proof of who these profiles were. Because of lack of evidence, this case will not be referred for prosecution.
I mean,
she's trying, though.
This is proof. This is proof right here that this is a false police report, and this should have been referred for prosecution. She should have been charged with filing a false police report because of this right here. This is plenty of evidence.
Yep, she's claiming multiple people. I mean, there's so many, and this is, again, there's an entire list. I mean, good God. Just reading the headers that people have put on this. Give me 1 minute. I'm going to pull up these just for looking at the headers for it. Good Lord. I'm blowing them up real quick before I pull them out. Right, here we are. Again, looking at that. Laura contacts Scottsdale police about Clayton harassing her online. Contacts the police claiming that Greg violated order of protection. Again, violating order of protection for Greg. Greg violating order of protection. Claiming that she was violated cyberly. Violated cyberly. That sounds like a robot attacking you.
I know, cyberly. Who uses the word cyberly? It's so great.
She's being stalked and harassed online. And this is another about order of protection. It calls about an article from the Sun about harassing phone calls. Scottsdale police search her house. Wait, what? What did they search her house? I want to know about that one. The 118 Scottsdale police search Laura's house. Laura never responds to their calls. Oh, that's probably a wellness check. That's what that sounds like. Because there was
possibly. Possibly.
I mean, I want to see.
I think the FBI at some point called in a wellness check on her because she kept calling the FBI and threatening self-harm and stuff. It's just bizarre. And then she blamed Reddit for calling in wellness checks, and it ended up not being Reddit at all. It was the FBI that she kept calling and complaining to. So the FBI was concerned enough to call the local police to go do a wellness check on her.
Yeah, that's what this is. This is a wellness check. That's what that is. Because they search completed, no caller ID, called. Yeah, that's what that is. So they keep trying to call her back to see exactly what's happening. I mean, she calls again, let's pull up some other ones real quick. I mean, I'm sure there are some gems in here too. She calls claiming that somebody's threatening her online, stating all three men have violated. We saw that. Made by others. So there's their call transcripts with some. My God. This
that
is a gold
FBI
mine.
call, by the way, that 12. Have you ever played that? The 12-4-23. Somebody from the FBI called Scottsdale PD.
Mm-mm.
That's a great call.
Is the call in here?
Yeah, it's recorded.
Okay,
it's
let me
there.
see if it's there. Audio. All right.
It's a great call. It's fascinating.
There's Laura calls the. Okay, let's see. There's.
So now, not only is she taking up Scottsdale resources, but now the freaking FBI. She's taking up the time and resources of an FBI agent. Like, we don't have enough for the FBI to do. No wonder they can't get to the bottom of, who's trying to kill President Trump. They have to deal with Laura Owens.
I don't see the call itself. I see
There's
the
no
transcript.
Go to recording.
Yeah,
you have to go to the
there's
category of recording.
Yeah, I'm under calls audio.
I know
Laura
I've
calls
heard it.
Scottsdale PD. Anonymous person calls PD for Laura calls Scottsdale PD, and
Oh,
Laura
that's
calls
weird.
Scottsdale PD. I've got the transcript here, though. We can
I
pull
know
that
that
up.
I've heard it, though. I've heard it on Dave's. I wonder if it's just not on the... It's
I
weird.
don't know. Here, we'll pull up the transcript, though. We can look at it anyway.
Yeah.
You know? Here we are. FBI. Scottsdale PD. FBI. Hi, my name is Redacted. I'm calling from the FBI's National Threat Operations Center in West Virginia. I'm calling to give you guys some pass-on information and to request a welfare check on an individual in your area. For what address?
For what address?
Yeah, and they're like, okay, so that's going to be redacted. Okay,
who
and
are we checking on here?
The name provided in the tip is Laura Owens. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with her.
Do you have a,
yeah,
do you have a date
sure.
of birth or anything on her?
No, like, redacted.
Okay, in case I lose you, what's the phone number for you?
Our ops center phone number is going to be redacted.
Okay, and why are we checking on Laura today?
So she put in an electronic tip. So she did one through the FBI website. And it's a very long tip. I can imagine. I can imagine
Just
how
the
much
tip.
she'd have.
Just the tip.
So she talks about how she's being harassed and defamed online by other individuals. But there's one sentence that she puts in where she states, I have written to Mr. Neal. So she's talking about Dave Neal threatening. Going to the FBI, making a complaint about Dave Neal, just to note.
Mm-hmm.
I've written Dave Neal on at least 2 occasions, telling him that his false portrayal of me publicly has left me many times feeling borderline suicidal. So it's for vague suicidal comment.
Okay, do you know what Laura looks like?
I do not. It seems like she has a history of making reports to the Scottsdale Police Department, from what I found.
Any mention of any weapons or anything that she could have, or are you aware of any?
No.
So when did you guys receive this tip?
So we received this tip. Give me a second and I'll tell you the exact time and date. So it was today, 12/4, 10:50 a.m.
The same day. She was so concerned, she picked up the phone and called Scottsdale PD. The same day.
It's crazy.
Okay, you guys are like 3 hours ahead or 2?
Yeah. We're on the East Coast. Yeah,
Yeah, she's
West
in Langley.
Virginia. Yeah.
No, West Virginia. No,
West
West Virginia.
Virginia.
That's not Langley. That's a different location. Close, but not Langley.
So it looks like, based on research that I've done through Index, I don't know, it looks like on 11/7, it says the Scottsdale PD did a welfare check on her previously for suicidal comments as well.
Okay.
So that's bad when even the FBI is like, yeah, the statement that she made here is actually worrying. Mm-hmm. We need to go and check in on her. Mm-hmm. You know, that attention grabbing stuff that she's trying to pull could have actually ended up with her in with a medical hold somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing that she's gotten away with this for so long, with so many arms of the government involved in this, seeing that there's a problem, understanding she's making false reports, but not doing anything to stop her. I think that woman at the FBI actually did more to try and help her than anybody else, or to try and stop her more than anybody else. You know, telling the PD, Scottsdale PD, you know, she has a history of calling you guys a lot, like trying to nudge them, like, you know, she has a history with you, right?
Check this out. So there's actually a bunch of transcripts put into one file right here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like, check these out. So you want to be Scottsdale PD?
Yeah, sure. Scottsdale Police. This is Tracy.
Hi, my name is Laura Owens. I'm out of town right now, not out of Arizona, but I'm trying to get an emergency injunction against harassment, against my ex, who is, a celebrity, in a very public posting for people to, look up my cases or current case and look up my case against, I have 2 other restraining orders against the same man, and I'm and I'm just desperately trying to stop it, stop him from continuing to post, because it's getting picked up by like People Magazine and Us Weekly. I'm not in town. I don't know what to do.
Did you already do an order of protecting through Easy Point?
I did, yes.
Okay, and was it served? Are you reporting like violations of it?
No, all I did was fill out the form, and then I've been trying to call the courts to see if I could, do like a telephonic appearance, because I can't get in touch with anybody at the courts. And since it's like an emergency.
An emergency. Help, help, I have an emergency. The press I contacted is writing about me.
He's actively posting this. That's why I thought I'd call you guys.
Okay, I can have an officer contact you. What's your address here in Scottsdale?
My address in Scottsdale is redacted.
Okay, and what's the phone number that an officer?
We got that
please
redacted too.
Yeah,
That'd be redacted.
What's your ex's name?
His name is Clayton, Clayton. I
love how you say Clayton.
Yeah, I like it. And his nice name is Echard, 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 baby.
Okay, Echard.
Yeah, exactly. And I've tried to resolve this with him, and he just won't take this post down, and he's trying to get his hundreds of thousands of followers to, troll me and everything. So,
wait, I lost my place.
You're at okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I will let the officer, police, then know they will be contacting you over the phone to start the reports.
Okay.
Since you're out of state.
Okay, so
answer all calls until you hear from them, including blocked or restricted.
Okay, are they able to do order of protection or
Well, the order of protection is issued by the court. So until the order is issued by the court, we can't service anything, and he would have to be in Scottsdale for us to serve it. If he lived in a different city, then he would be served by local police there.
Okay, he is in Scottsdale. Should I contact the courts then to see if I could do like a telephonic,
Okay, I need to answer 911. I will be right back. Holy shit! There it is.
Yeah.
There is proof. Hold on. Keep this screen still.
Yeah,
I need
right
to
there.
take a screenshot because here we have proof that she is literally interrupting 911 emergency calls with this shit.
Yeah, to talk about he's posting online about me, And again, there's no order or anything like that saying that he can't do that, So there's nothing. And again, she wanted this attention. That's the fucking craziest thing. She's saying it above, Because she notes People Magazine and US Weekly. He's posting. It sounds like he's posting the articles. Is actually what it sounded like. Laura Owens calls
Twitter right now, and I'm tagging the county attorney because this is redonkulous. This is so stupid.
So the note here says on the next one, it says Laura Owens calls SPD to return a call from an officer about reporting Clayton for harassment. Jan, Laura's mother, can be heard in the background calling Clayton a joke.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. I will be the police and mom.
Okay.
Scottsdale Police.
Laura Owens.
Mother of Laura Owens. Scottsdale Police. This is Haley.
Hi, Haley. My name is Laura Owens, and I'm calling back an officer who tried to call me a few times to take a report about harassment.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me find the call.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we got silence, electronic. Wait. So
This is the background chatter between Laura and her
Okay.
mother.
electronic communications, social media posts, posts, harass. Just put it on burrito babies, blah blah blah. Greg Gillespie, blah blah blah. Posts. Harassment directed at a certain person that would be as seriously alarming, disruptive, tormenting, or terrorizing the person that serves no legitimate purpose. In silence. Unintelligible. People just taking his word for it, you know.
Well, you think that they do, but I bet in reality they really don't, because he's a joke, honey. He's a joke.
Thank you, mother. How dare he? You know what? He probably watered down my blood. He's been shooting me up with water and horse sedatives.
So I found the call. Do you just want an officer to give you a call now, or when there's one available?
They're talking. Oh, so it's So everybody's talking over. Yeah. That would be great. Thank you.
Okay, and they might come from a blocked or restricted number, so just make sure you answer anything incoming like that.
Okay, I definitely will. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
What nuts? This one looks. Wait.
Now this is what? Ron pocket dialed? Ron Owens pocket dialed 911? Okay, all right.
Okay, so
You be Ron, I'll be the police again.
hello.
I wasn't ready. Wait.
All right, let me reset. Hello.
Professional. Hi, this is Scottsdale 911 Center. Your cell phone dialed 911. Do you have an emergency?
No, I do not. Oh God, I must have hit the wrong one. I do apologize.
That's okay, as long as everything is all right.
Oh, it's wonderful. Thank you for calling.
All right. Have a good rest of your day.
Really appreciate it. You too, honey,
All
baby.
right. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Just I don't know that voice that I have for some
I was
reason
not
decided
ready
to use.
for that. That was
I
funny.
was like, wait, what?
All right, here we go. Scottsdale Police.
Hi, I was wondering if I could report a violation of an order of protection. It's not an emergency.
Then why the fuck are you calling 911? Sorry, that's not what she said. Okay, and what location?
It's actually been an online harassment thingy.
And what's your address here in Scottsdale?
Redacted. And I talked to Officer, is it Vince Vaughn Johnson? It's like penis Johnson. It doesn't say that. My bad.
Excuse me, what?
Reset. I think I have the right name. I've been talking to him before, and wondered if I could possibly talk to him again.
Okay, what's the other person's name with the order of protection?
It's Greg Gillespie.
Okay, can you spell that last name for me?
Oh yeah, it's Gil S. Pie.
Okay, and what's his date of birth?
Hang on, I have to double check that. Redacted. Let me see if I can get what it is. Would that be on? I guess that would be on the order, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Long pause.
I'm so sorry. 1 second. I know where I have his date of Bean Burrito Baby. Greg Gillespie. Mom, are you there? Make fun of Clayton again. Long pause.
Okay, and what's your last name?
Owens. That's O always wins.
Okay, first name?
That's Laura. L.A. Yura.
Oh, God, Betty, get in here. It's her again. Okay, what's your date of birth?
Totally redacted.
And what's a good callback number for you?
I have 13. All of them are redacted.
Okay, I'm going to put this call in and have an officer give you a call. And then you said you wanted me to transfer you to an officer as well?
I'm sorry. I got laughing about the last part. Well, if you could see if it could be Officer Johnson that could call me. Call me because he had helped me with something with Greg last Saturday.
All right, I'll let him know.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Okay, bye. If I go hoarse, by the way, tomorrow, I'm blaming you for this. These are interesting. This is fascinating because this is just a handful of these, you know? So
Alrighty,
this is
ready?
Laura Owens reporting Greg Gillespie again.
Corporate accounts payable. Nina speaking. Just a moment.
I love that movie.
Wait,
by
I'm
the
sorry.
way.
That was the wrong movie.
I love that movie though.
Me too. But I've been channeling Nina for a while. I don't know if anybody noticed. Scottsdale Police, this is Alice. How can I help you?
Hi, Alice. I would can make a report of a violation of protective order.
I can't understand. By law. Is the person on premise right now?
No.
Okay, so what's the location?
I'm at redacted.
And is that a house or an apartment?
Apartment. What do you think? I'm not one of those pores. It's a house.
Okay. And then how is the order violated?
So it was violated online. The person's not supposed to try and find my location, and they reached back to somebody. What is
she saying?
She said,
I can't follow this.
They reached back to somebody I've been dating, and definitely tried to do that, and posted a lot of false information about me online.
Okay. And who's the person that you have the violation against?
His name is Greg Gillespie. Gil S. Pie. Alice Gil S. Pie.
Okay. And what is his date of birth?
Totally redacted.
Okay. And what is your name, ma'am?
Laura Owens.
And how do you spell your last name?
Oh, always wins. Told you before. The last 15 times I called.
What's your phone number?
Redacted.
I should have it memorized by now.
Unknown? What's the unknown?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Okay, and you wanted an officer to call you, or do you want him to go to your location?
He can just call me.
Okay, I will put that in. You'll have an officer reach out to you.
Okay.
Now, if Greg does show up at your location, please call 911.
Okay, I will. I'll do that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a nice day.
Okay, thanks. You too. Bye.
Bye.
All right, here's Laura calls about an order of protection being served and a missed phone call from officers.
Scottsdale Police, this is Raleigh.
Raleigh. Hi. I'm calling for two things. One, I just wanted to see if a restraining order and order of protection has been served yet.
Okay, what was the address that it would have been served at?
Redacted.
Is there a unit number?
Totally also redacted.
I'm not showing that we have anything holding or pending at that address.
Oh, okay. So does that mean it's just maybe didn't make it to you guys because it was granted on Friday?
Yeah, it probably just hasn't gotten through the system to us yet.
Okay, then my other question was I actually have an order of protection against one other guy, and he's violated the order. I called yesterday, and they were going to call me back to take a report, but I haven't heard back yet.
What was that phone number they were supposed to call you at?
Redacted.
1 second here. Okay, it looks like our officer did attempt to call you. They left a voicemail, but there was no answer. Honey, you gotta answer your phone so I can put a call for service back in and have an officer attempt to call you again.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you so much.
Okay. Is this still a good number to reach you at? Are you actually going to pick up this number?
Totally, yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
Just
yes.
keep
Okay,
your
we can
keep your phone
we can
around
skip
you.
the rest of that one. Let's we can skip the bottoms of them. I'm just always wondering what they're about. Here's another on. So this one is calling regards whether Clayton's order of protection has been served. Waiting on a call back from police regarding Greg.
Scottsdale Police.
Hi, I have two questions. I was wondering if order of protection is served. That was my first question.
What's the address?
Redacted again.
Is there a unit number?
Redacted again.
Oh, yeah, I'm not showing any history at this address. It's...
Yeah, I got it granted on Friday.
Okay. Do you know their last name by any chance?
Yeah, it's Echard. E.C. Hard.
Take a quick look.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And you said that was issued on Friday?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So the courts most likely haven't sent it to us because I'm not seeing anything here in our system.
Oh, okay. How long does it typically take to get them to you guys?
I'm not quite sure. I couldn't give you a great answer for that.
Okay, and then the other thing is I'm waiting for a call back. I called a couple of days ago for wanting to file a report against an ex that I have an order of protection against, and I haven't heard back yet, and I wondered if I could just request a call back.
Is this for Laura?
Yes.
Okay, so it does look like here officers attempted to reach you and they couldn't get an answer. But I'll go ahead and reopen the call and have them contact you.
So that's the whole thing. Again, yet another not callback. Okay. So Laura Owens tries to get in touch with Scottsdale, told it's Phoenix jurisdiction.
Scottsdale Police.
Hi, my name's Laura Owens, and I've been playing phone tag, really. An officer who's going to take a report about a guy I have a protective order against who's violated the order.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wondered if he was possibly available. I've tried to, not leave a message, but whatever you can do. You can call the officer to press 1 to have them call you back. I've done that, but he hasn't called me back yet.
Okay, do you know his name or badge number?
Let me see. I think he actually did.
Oh my God,
his name
she called them and didn't have the card in front of her? Really? So let me put you on hold.
This is nuts.
To answer a 911, okay? Oh my God.
Yes, abso.
Wait, don't move the screen again. I need a screenshot of that. Oh my God.
Yeah, so here's another one. Yeah, and the point of reading these, the point is that she has done this so many times. She's interrupting 911. This is a call into 911. This is the non-emergency line. This is 911 call.
Okay, I'm back with you. Were you able to find the... I'm back with you after a multiple gunshot wound in, somewhere.
Oh, God, the humanity! Oh, God, help us all.
I'm back after helping someone with a heart attack, but sure, keep telling me about your shitty day on social media. By all means, please tell me.
We got a 911 call about a guy almost laughing himself to death about a burrito baby. Yes, now can we take your call? I was not, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay.
He didn't leave his name.
Okay, what's the address that the protection was violated at?
It is the address of the order of protection. The guy's address is redacted.
Redacted.
What is the unknown? I want to know. Yes, exactly.
Okay, and is that address near Toya and 40th Street?
Yes, that sounds right to me.
Okay, that's actually going to be in the jurisdiction of the Phoenix Police Department. Did a Scottsdale officer talk with you?
Yes, actually he did.
Okay, and see, like that's the hard thing is I'm not able to find the call because it's technically Phoenix. So I'm not entirely sure what officer talked with you.
I think it was
Is there any
Vince Johnson, actually.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it was Vince Johnson. I think it was Vince Johnson who I originally talked to about this.
Okay, is there like another Scottsdale address that it might be tied with?
Maybe mine? Do you want me to
Yeah.
give you mine?
What's your address?
Redacted.
Let's see if we have any history here. And when did you call?
I originally called a couple of weeks ago, and then and then talked to him, and then I called again this week, and I've been trying to file a report.
Okay, and did you call on this phone number? The number ending in redacted. Okay, let me try searching that way.
Yeah.
All right, just try to bear with me. I'm trying to find that call and see who was on it.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Background noise. Oh, the humanity! There's real problems. Laura, get off the phone. Take your medication.
Are you
Stop.
sure? This was a couple weeks ago?
Yes, but I'm not. But I've been trying this week to file a different report.
Okay, see, I'm searching your phone number and I'm not coming back with anything in this last month. And with your address, I'm not finding anything. Are you sure you didn't talk to a Phoenix officer? Because, oh my God, Doug, are they just throwing out her calls?
It feels like it.
Because
Can you talk to someone else?
We know she called a bazillion times and they're like, there's nothing here.
She's
we don't
like,
have
it's
it.
a cyber thing, you know?
Right, and I know it's kind of, okay, I see. Let me see here. Is there any other Phoenix address that it could be? Here, actually, let me search that address real quick.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not finding anything with that address or with that phone number. I can put in a new call to have a different officer call you back, but unfortunately, I don't have any way of finding out who you talked to and who you took the report with.
Okay, yeah, that's totally fine. There was a second man, a second person, so another
God.
who does live in Scottsdale, who I filed an order of protection against as well, and I was wondering if maybe it was his address because I had given his address before as well.
Right.
Do you want to try his address or?
Yeah, let me try that.
Okay, thank you so much. It's redacted.
Nope. Still not finding anything with that address either.
So they're not finding anything there either.
No.
Okay, so this is another, hey, let me call you back. Let me see what's here. So then, again, we've gotten the gist of how these go. Let's see. This is another calling about Clayton for an order of protection violation. I know. I was just scanning.
I'll have an officer call you back.
Yeah, I'm scanning to see if there's any 911 interruptions,
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen that. I haven't heard any of those. Some of these we don't have the actual recordings of. So these are great.
Oh, this is about the subreddit here. Yeah. This one is. This.
Oh, yeah, this is a funny one. I think there's actually a recorded call with this. This is funny. This one gets kind of cheeky with her. We should read this. It's funny.
Okay.
Scottsdale Police, how can I help you?
Hi, I was wondering if it's possible to file a complaint in regards to cyberbullying.
We can have an officer give you a call. What's your address?
Redacted.
Okay, just confirming. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, are you the one being bullied or is it someone in your family?
Yeah.
What
does that mean?
Okay, do you know this person?
I'm not honestly sure. They created an entire subreddit with my name just dedicated to harassing me.
I'm sorry, so somebody created a subreddit? Is that what you're...
Yeah, with my name as the title of the group, and it's just all dedicated to harassing me. I'm in a paternity scandal right now with the guy who was the Bachelor, and so it's gotten a lot of media attention, and so a lot of people have already joined in.
When you say you're being harassed, is it with just the subreddit? Are people calling you or coming by your house?
With the subreddit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said you know the person that created the subreddit?
I'm honestly not sure. I have theories. I had to get an order of protection against this guy yesterday, and I think maybe the one created it, but he's probably the one who did.
Okay. What's your name and your phone number? We'll have an officer give you a call. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know the drill after that.
I mean, so funny. Like, wait, do you even know these people? Are they coming to your house? Are they calling you? Like, that's not harassment, you dumbass.
So she calls in a home break-in to the Scottsdale police.
Oh,
because
I've heard this one.
Stalker. Oh, okay. Yeah, and oh man, it's about the Bachelor guy. Check this out. Okay, yeah, this one.
Skip down to, okay, she says, I'm being stalked and harassed by someone on Reddit who may have broken into my rental home. Skip down to, and how are they stalking you? Like, what are they doing?
So this person has been obsessively posting about me on Reddit. I'm involved in a paternity scandal with the guy who was formerly the Bachelor.
This is main character syndrome, by the way. She thinks everyone should know this story.
But I think it's either is that guy or this other guy who had become friends with him, who I dated briefly and have an order against. They're looked up obviously everything about me, and they seem to have they know about my rental house. So Clayton Echard broke into her house. Is that what she's saying? Holy shit. I got an alert at my rental house that somebody had opened the back door, and that was the last week, and I don't know quite what happened. And this person wrote today about like a description of going in the back door, basically.
What? Wait a minute, by the way, also her rental house is on Zillow with all the pictures, so you could know about the layout of the house just by
I'm just saying, if somebody writes me talking about going in the back door, that might not be what they're talking about.
That might not be what they were talking about.
And knowing all the house, they also have been stalking me on social media, and I've tried to remain anonymous throughout the whole process, and they just keep repeating saying my full name, and they're just literally out to ruin me. I mean, it's obsessive, like hundreds of posts about me.
Okay, I put in a call and have an officer to call you back. Did you report the break-in to Phoenix PD?
No, but I couldn't find, like, there wasn't anything that looked like it was damaged or anything. It was just, I got an alert, that somebody had, opened the door.
Okay, all right. I'll have somebody give you a call back, okay?
Okay, yeah, they, like, the last thing they put, like, 5 minutes ago is she just needs to go away. Like, I mean, I'm not commenting on any of these things. It's just that, they're just obsessed. So, yeah, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Bye. No,
Okay,
have a
bye.
nice day. No, just bye.
That's weird, though, because, I mean, essentially, the way this reads, it sounds like either Clayton or Greg Gillespie broke into my home.
Yeah, I mean, she's obviously, who knows?
That's mentally. So,
yeah,
again,
it's
we
not.
have
Hey,
welfare.
listen, I gotta bounce. I gotta go.
Okay, all right.
But thank you for letting me
Yeah,
hang out, because this was fun.
Yep,
Good night, Chad.
sure.
Have a great night.
Later, folks. Later. See ya. So here's a FBI calls. We saw that one, talking about the call there. Laura Owens called Scottsdale PD for harassing phone calls that she's getting from anonymous numbers. So this is about Scottsdale Police, Courtney. Hi, Courtney. My name is Laura Owens. I'm calling because I've been getting calls last 2 days from somebody who's saying they're anonymous, and they're harassing me, really creepy messages. But I have track call and I have their phone number. What have they said to you? They said, like, they don't try to figure out who called. They called me the C word on there. They said that they keep telling me I need help, that I'm toxic. So somebody called and told her they're toxic. They're making fun of me because I have 2 restraining orders against men. They say they hope I'm charged. Do you have any idea whom with perjury for those orders this might be? So I'm so sorry I couldn't hear you. Do you have who it is? Yeah, I only know because of track call. I think it's somebody who's a total stranger to me. I've been in the public eye for the Eternity Scandal for a while. There's people on Reddit who might be just like, okay, horrible to me. So I think it's one of them. Have you tried blocking the number? Well, I don't know how to block it since it's coming through no caller ID. What's the address? Okay. So, well, that's interesting. No rush. We're going to send an officer as soon as they're available. No worries. No rush. I just, don't want to keep getting these crazy calls. So no rush. I'm getting threatened. And she also called them to report harassment and asked if there's any way for it not to have been a public record. So she actually asks, they go through. She says, is it possible to not have this be public record because I'm getting really badly bullied on Reddit? They are accessing my 911 calls I've ever made and posting it. She's told, nope, it's always public record. So she said, yes, I do have one who's threatening me to come and shoot me and my mother on Saturday, and they just posted something else. So she said that people are making actual threats. And again, this is only 15 of those. It's only 15, but that gives you an idea. And again, there's a lot of these. There's a lot. It's wild. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull these up as background. I'm going to look through Super Chats real quick. But I mean, check this out. Like I said, there's a lot more. And the whole point in going over that is to showcase this misuse of 911. Governmental agencies. Look at how many reports that she's made. She's taking out protective orders against people. And again, you do have this posted about. Let me pull this up if anybody missed this. Actually, I'm going to put this up as the background while I'm looking at Super Chats here. You do actually have Maricopa County saying, hey, we do see this. We know that this stuff is going on. And my freaking phone died. Give me a second. My chat died. Chat. I lost you. I'm so sad. There we go. I'll have you back in a few minutes. But with Maricopa County, I think they've been given a lot of information to go through. And you just see how bad this stuff is. So let's look at Super Chats here. So Mary, thank you for the 2 months. Good evening. Hey, good evening to you, by the way. Thank you. Appreciate you. Subi Sue, thanks for the 5. This should be fun times indeed. Yes, this was crazy fun times indeed. Fallen Hero, thank you for the gifted membership, by the way. Hey, Wendy, thanks for the 5 months. Hey, Tug and Megan, breadstick money. Thank you for the breadstick money. Waves, thanks for the 5 there. She should have to pay for the hours she's wasted of taxpayer money. It needs to happen if there isn't a law being enforced. It's far past time. Yeah, like I said, it's interesting that she's never been told, if you don't stop this, then something's going to happen. Like I said, there's a crazy video we will have to go over in another live stream. It's from this live stream. If you want to look it up, Asian Andy, he did that talk to speak stuff back in the day. He would go into libraries, and have people like super chat, and it would say crazy, crazy things, out in public. And I hadn't heard anything about him in a long time. I'd actually forgotten about him. And then I saw a video go up where his dad had a squatter, and he had basically gone in to run them off. And then he had brought in someone else to help run them off. But the point in that is that the police, they told the squatter kept calling in all of these 911 calls. They're a squatter, and they're calling in just insane 911 calls. And the police are sick of it. I mean, they are sick of it. And it shows. You can tell. And then they finally tell this person, if you do this again, you're done. You're absolutely done. Yeah, somebody at T. Underwood said, I really doubt that anyone has threatened her. Does she have proof on what phone and what movie or AI voice has she used to put in that one phone number? I mean, again, she had 13 numbers, according to Clayton. And that's, You know, she could be using a Google message, anything. She could be using absolutely anything to generate stuff. So again, you know, taking her at her word that this stuff is happening. And nobody should contact her, by the way. I think that's, that I don't feel like that has to be stated, but I'm going to state that anyway. You know, nobody obviously should contact her. You know, if anybody's contacting any place, they could contact again the Maricopa County Attorney's Office. Remembering, again, polite, professional. When you're contacting, contact by email, contact with everything that we note here. People have put a lot of stuff together. You know, they made sure to make them aware of everything that's going on. When you look at it, too, you want to be pretty concise in what you're saying. You don't want them to have to review 100 million freaking pages of stuff. But it does show that the public, they're genuinely concerned about what's happening. Because, I mean, this is disturbed. I mean, she is called again and again and again. And I want to be clear when I'm saying this. People use social media to harass people for real. They do. People that have orders, you know, again, that stuff does indeed happen. But in this case, the people that we're talking about here that she's gone after, I think pretty well everybody understands that that's her victims that we're talking about. And she's tried to put them in jail. If this stuff worked, again, I always want you to think about if she managed to make this happen, if they would have believed her and they were like, yeah, all these accounts are this person. Oh my gosh, he broke into your home, you say? What exactly would have happened? And you know what would have happened. It would be terrible. So Horwitz, Feinberg, and Horwitz, thanks for the 10 there. Breadstick money. Indeed. Thank you, too. Appreciate you. Sue Scott, thanks for the 10 there. Understanding that not every cop is on the level of a DA. WTF, when normal people call, give the true facts, quote unquote, we are put off immediately and told to get the F out of here. So gross. It's just, it's wild. You know, what happens, too, is when you have a legitimate complaint about something, places are rather less likely to actually take that seriously because they've been dealing with somebody that makes these kind of complaints. You know, they assign investigators. You know, they have finite resources to dedicate to this stuff. So again, when the real one comes in, are they going to take that seriously? You hope they do. But again, Laura Owens, like, this doesn't just reflect on the 3 people that she's trying to go after. This also reflects on real victims and what they have to deal with and them not being believed, especially by the actual people that are out there that try to help butt. So Jack's mom, thanks for the month there. I wonder how much the average 911 costs the city. The city should try to recoup the cost of the calls plus the detective time for each one. I wonder, let's see. Let's just look up an average cost of 911 call. I'm trying to see if they have a... Some of the results on this stuff are very strange. You know, they tell you, well, it's free to call them. I'm gonna have to look that up. I want to see how that works. You know, because like if you call in a fake fire department, for example, you know, it's just that you can be charged in certain jurisdictions just for making that call. You could be charged $250 plus. You know, that's without scrambling the fire department. That's just for the time there, the loss of time. So it would be fascinating to actually look into and to see how much that does cost. I think that's a good question. Clears Mutt, thanks for the 20 months. Hey, how you doing, by the way? Cheer me up right now. I just woke up and tuned in. Thank you. Hey, thank you for tuning in, by the way. Appreciate you. Daniel, thanks for the 10 there. Megan, are you Greg Gillespie? Megan, Dang it. And I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for those meddling, non-existent kids. I know. Those twins, man. If those twins wouldn't stop, how dare they? DCV Titan, thanks for the 5. Actually, you could drink enough water to dilute your blood. It'd be obvious on the test and potentially deadly to yourself. Can you imagine? I mean, can you imagine how much water? Oh, Lord. Something else. Jack's mom, thanks for the 2. Was she the one sending Dave and others info? Yes, she sent quite a few. You know, one of the things that struck me with these 911 calls, and again, I would wonder if this could work. I don't know how you go in and challenge that order of protection because the court, they had no jurisdiction over it. I don't know how you could go in and actually get this stuff removed, but I think the police in 2 of those reports, I think they could be used to say, hey, she lied. Because again, she blamed Greg Gillespie and she blamed Clayton Echard, and one of the police reports actually notes that. So you would think that there might be some way you could challenge that. And Simone, thanks you for the 5 there. Greg Gillespie equals the only man with internet access in America. He controls the internet, actually. He controls Reddit, too. You didn't know that. Greg Gillespie owns it all. So nuts. What's up, Iron Rabbit? Thanks for the 8 months. Been lurking, but always enjoy your channel. Tug. And I send prayers to you and your family to stay safe. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate it for sure. Angel Quinn, thanks for 23 months. Thank you both. Equal abuse support. Yes, for all actual victims. You two make a great team on streams. Thank you. Yeah, I thought this would be an interesting one to look at for that. So I'm glad Megan got to come on for it. We're going to do a stream on her channel tomorrow, by the way. Deadly Dysfunction, thanks for the 16 months. The man named Umbrella Guy. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Sandra D, thank you for the gifted membership, by the way. Appreciate that. Thank you. Heather, thanks for the 25 months. If anyone has the time or inclination to add up how many hours of police time is wasted on calls, it'd be interesting. Yeah, I wonder how much the average investigation, how much time that actually takes. If we just did average investigation time, that would be fascinating. Julio, thanks for the 5 there. Tongues redacted is probably what she sounded like on 5/20/2023. Redacted. Heather Bear, thanks for the 2 there. I'd like to know more about the flock and actually you look them up on Reddit. I remember there was a group of people that were doing all of the investigation in Reddit and looking up stuff, and I remember I couldn't remember what name they went by, but I remember a lot of stuff with that. So it's fascinating. Yeah, Grace, thanks for the 20 there. Thank you, Mr. Tug, for your services. We love and appreciate you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna call it here before I lose my voice. I'm doing so much of this. Kills voice. So I'm gonna end this, I think, with a little bit of songage. Let me see. What do I want to play today? I think I'll do the Pope one. I think that'll be a good one to end on. But I appreciate you folks. You know, and tomorrow, like I said, we'll be on Megan's channel. There's so much crazy that goes on. And then after that, you know, there are 2 topics that I want to cover in live streams. There's actually, for this week, I don't know what else will come up, but there's some new stuff with Aaron Imholt I would like to cover. That's been crazy to watch play out. And on top of that, I like to cover, there's some interesting Mr. Beast stuff. And that's come from all the crazy. So anyway, I appreciate you folks. And we'll end it with a song.
This ain't a battle, baby, it's a walk by. Showering verbal rounds on those tiny clowns and laughing as they cry. I'm no longer taking what they're giving, cause they'll lead press on life, baby, that just ain't worth living. We aren't gaining, we're at war, with points aboard or worth fighting for. Gaining inches in this battle of attrition, as case by case we pass the ammunition. Pope, that umbrella guy, back with this communion. Mic check, mic wreck, it's audible reunion. Syllable call outs wrapped up in this psalm. Nuclear fallout. they're paying my tolls. The media's flatline, there's no more resolutions, no forgive and forget. This Pope ain't granting absolution. It's that umbrella guy pointing at the rats, laughing in their face as they keep demanding we respect. Our so-called social betters, erasing all your gains. Listen and believe, wants to keep us in chains. It's that umbrella guy, declaring war on all the haters, dropping meteors on those dinosaurs, and bombing all the craters. A life in chains isn't worth living, and Pope, that umbrella guy, ain't about forgetting about you who wanted the race, the deception and the lies, the wolves in disguise. Now you're back to the drive-thru, but you already knew that like your mic skills, your time was limited. Now you're bankrupt, screeching is prohibited. So can I get that combo meal with a side of verbal fry? Because tonight, baby, we're blasting the mic with the